We drink to one podcast and one podcast only.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Liquid Therapy. I'm your host, Kenny T. I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited, really excited. Make sure your mics are on. I just remembered I didn't turn yours on.
Yep. Am I here?
There's an on button right there.
Where at?
Was
it on?
Yeah. See, look at me messing up already.
It's technology, man.
Yeah. But I got my boy Z here. I can't even pronounce your first name, so I saw the Z on the shirt. I'm like,
Yeah, it's it. I go by Z.
Z. All right. Go by Z. That's perfect. Easy to pronounce.
George could probably say it.
Yeah. See, George can probably say it. Everybody knows George. George is on here too as the co-host. We didn't chairs. We're just it don't matter. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
Different layout.
Yeah, different layout. This
We're
is actually
mobile now.
First mobile podcast with no headphones too, because I'm getting a little adjusted to it. Every other time I have headphones on, dude, and it's like, oh, I don't have headphones on. This is weird. This is really weird. I'm not used to it. It throws me off. I left the intro music playing again.
Here we go. See,
we'll see.
Mobile anger messing up already, dude.
Yeah, it's jitters, man. Jitters. Jitters.
You got a legend.
fright.
You got
Yeah.
Z in front of you. You can't mess
man,
up right
come
now,
on,
man. Come on.
We were sitting here talking while I was setting up, dude, and I'm just like, I've known you almost all my life.
This is true.
weird.
We grew up in the
It's
same
so,
neighborhood.
yeah,
Is
same
it?
You
neighborhood.
grew up on the block behind me.
I didn't even know that. See, look
I
at
didn't
that.
know that. He knows Darshawn, Zach, and I was like,
Yeah, Darshan grew up down the street. Zach lives around the corner.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even. He
All
knows
in the
Zach
same-
too. Yeah,
It's like a big circle.
that's crazy. The crazy thing I just realized I've known Z for probably almost 10 years now.
Yeah, been about that
That's
long.
crazy.
Yeah.
man. insane.
Z was there when I used to work on his what was it, F-250 dually?
My 350, yeah.
The 350.
Really?
That was many cars ago.
Yeah.
That was probably 30 cars ago.
Jesus.
Listen, man, I could
That's
go on
insane.
and on, bro. The list is triple digits probably.
And he's had some cool stuff though.
Yeah, man.
I don't believe it. This I'm glad I got you on the pod, dude. I actually wanted to get your story of
Yeah.
where you started, where this came from, and I know you've been through some troubles and everything else, and
man,
I'd like
for
to
sure.
get all that out of you because
Yeah.
I've seen it social media, like you said before.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse at the same
Yes,
time.
it's a blessing and a curse for sure. It is, you know.
But
So wherever you want me to lead in that, bro. I mean, it's, I grew up in Maryville.
Yeah.
Graduated from Maryville High School in '97. I've always been into cars, man. I started working on cars when I was 13 years old mechanically. So for me, it was like I'm self-taught. So everything I learned, I literally taught myself. Like I didn't go to school. I didn't go to YO-Tech or nothing. Literally, it was like
wow.
I was playing in my dad's garage with tools. You know what I mean? I go to Sears and buy a new Craftsman kit for $100 and lose all the 10 mils in the first week.
R.I.P. Sears, you know. R.I.P. Sears, man. You can't find them no more.
No, so I started that way, man. And then, me and my brother, I have an older brother, and we would buy like wrecked cars and fix them, So then I got into painting a little bit, and first ones I'm sure weren't very pretty, but they were enough just to flip and make some, make a little money on it. And then, I worked in the mill when I got out of high school with my dad. I hated it, dude. It was not me. It was not me.
My granddad retired from the mill, and I got an opportunity to work in the mill. Same time I got 150, I'm like, I'd rather do 150.
You took the better choice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, mill guys, bro. I mean, they live a different life, bro. They work hard.
Yes.
They work hard, and they earn their money. And you know what I mean.
I just couldn't do swing shift.
It wasn't for me, bro.
Couldn't do
I
it.
was a new dad. You know what I'm saying? My son was
hell no.
just born, and I got hired in April. My son was born in October of '01. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it was kind of like, and then it's when reality hit. Like, man, this is really dangerous. Like, anything can happen. Like, I'm gonna have this kid. God forbid something happens to me. Like, what's he gonna do? His mom was still there, but so I got out of there, and bro, it's crazy. I went to work at Circuit City part time.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Over there by Target?
Yeah, the one in Cherville.
Oh, the one in Cherville.
Yeah, I went and worked out there,
Circuit City in
man.
a
Part time, $10 an hour. I mean, I had a fiance, I had a kid, and I was like, I think I hit the bottom of my life. But then I realized, like, dude, this is like, I enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? Then I got full time, and then I went back to the install bay. And I already had some experience installing, but not a lot. You know what I mean? I knew the basics.
Just wiring and radios.
Yeah,
and all
like
that
wiring
stuff.
radios, putting sounds in, but it was like garage stuff, bro.
Okay.
Nobody cared how that looked. It
Yeah.
worked. That's all you cared about. So then I got the job there, and then I got like lead installer. Well, then Circuit City closed. They were closing in 06.
Yeah, I remember that.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
man.
It's
There's
been a minute.
no way.
Radio Shack too.
Yeah, I got recruited by Best Buy. I went to Best Buy in
there you go.
Maryville. I got recruited there. I went there, and it was substantial pay increase. It was, compared to what I was making, it was almost double.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I went there, installed there, dude, and I just blew it out of the water. Like, they weren't used to, like,
Someone that knew what they were doing.
not so much, the guys knew what they were doing, but it's like a low production facility. Like, they do 4 or 5 cars a day. They were happy.
Okay.
Circuit City, we did 15, 20 cars a day.
Yeah.
So in other words, Z went in there, busted some
Took
ass.
the world by
and-
storm.
Yeah, dude.
They were like, thought I was his hero.
He said, "Look at me. I'm the captain."
Yeah, like Captain Phillips, you know what I'm saying? So I got there, bro, and then they opened up a whole new sector of like their cell phone division, you know? So I applied for it. Dude, I'm a car guy. I'm not in retail sales. That wasn't me. And I got the job, and I was like, uh-oh. Like, this is a whole new company initiative, bro. The Maryville store was the second one to launch that division out of 1,000 stores.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
here's me.
When they did the cell phones.
Yeah, when they changed to Best Buy Mobile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I did that, man, and dude, I was nervous, bro, because I didn't know anything about retail sales, like not that much, and all that mingling with higher ups and all that. Well, it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? I'm just down to earth, and dude, it took off, and we had a strong crew, and they sent me to Dallas to like a leaders convention, and I spoke in front of all these people, and it was just like, bro, I didn't know what was going on, you know. So then I did that until 09, and I was like, you know what, retail's not for me either. It's too much like working the holidays, bro, and you give them your life for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like I was missing so much. So then actually, Louis from Cartex and I partnered up and opened the Valpo store together.
Cartech?
Yeah, the one that was in Valpo. Louis and I opened that together.
There was one in Valpo?
Yeah, on
I didn't
30.
know that.
Right where you know where Definitive Details is?
Yeah.
That same exact spot.
Oh, dude, there's been a lot of shops in that place, dude.
Louis and I opened that together, man. And I did that for about 2 years with him. And then I was literally like, I was engaged, about to get married. And I started to panic, bro. I'm like, dude, I got to have insurance. I got to have this. I got to have that. Dude, I went back to retail. Knowing I was going to regret it, I went back to retail.
Oh God.
And I went back to Best Buy, and I was in Crestwood. And, dude, it was like a 45-minute drive every day. I was living in Cedar Lake and driving to Crestwood, man. And I was just like, right through the holiday season, 14, 15 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. And I was like, this ain't me again.
Instant,
Now, mind you,
instant regret.
you got to think at this point, dude, I'm 35 years old, 34, 35 years old. I'm still trying to figure this out, right?
Damn.
So that's why I look at these young cats now. Like my son's 22, and I'm like, bro, you're still young. You don't have to figure it out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
make a living, be happy.
Very true.
You'll
Yeah.
figure it out. You know,
Trial
I
and
was-
error, trial
I was
and error.
34, 35 years old, still figuring it out. So then I got a call. A guy called me. He's like, hey, Broadway Glass is looking for an installer.
Oh, good. Broadway glass.
So I went and talked to the dude, and he was like, yeah, I'll give you a job. This blah, blah, blah. We negotiated pay, and I went there. And I was there for 9, almost 10 years, man. Spent a lot of time there. And then 2019 came. It was funny, dude, because I was on vacation with a bunch of my friends. We went to Vegas. We would go twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. And it was on the spring vacation, me and my buddy Kevin, who owns Listing Leaders, Kevin Hutnick. We were sitting there at a restaurant, man. He's sitting across from me, and he's like, dude, why don't you go do your own thing? And I'm like, I've got every reason in the book, you know what I'm saying? Why I couldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, he's a risk taker, man. Like he just makes things happen. And he looks at me and he's like, dude, you've given me 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't and not one why you should. He's like, you need to change your thinking. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, kind of salty because I'm like,
Don't tell me.
easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had some money put away at the time. It was, 25, 30 G's, whatever. We get back and he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, I think I'm going to do it, man. Bro, right hand to God. I wake up the next morning, my PayPal's got $22,500 in there that he wired to me.
Whoa, really?
He says, dude, use that and open your business. So I called him, and I'm like, yo, like, you can't give me that kind of money and no contract, no nothing. He says, you know what? If I got to give you a contract, I shouldn't be giving it to you. I'm not worried about you. I know you're going to pay me back.
That's crazy.
Wow.
He goes, I know you'll succeed. And bro, listen, you could be surrounded by 1,000 people in your life, right?
Yeah.
How many of those out of those 1,000 are going to be that supportive of you?
That's a needle in a
really
haystack right
supportive
there. That's a
Bro,
needle in a
so
haystack.
it's like,
Wow.
I was like, all right, well, what about payment, interest? He goes, listen, I'll give you a year to pay me back. If you don't pay me back in a year, we figure out a payment plan at that point, whatever works for you. So I got the building in May of 19, this spot here. I opened June 4th of 19. And bro, when I tell you, I didn't go out to eat for 3 months until I handed that dude his money back.
Hey.
Every penny of it.
3
Motivation.
That was in 3 months. I made all his money back to him. That was my first and only goal when I opened. I have to pay him back. If I fail after that, then I fail.
That's crazy.
But I go
You
out
made all
owing
that
him
back
nothing.
in 3 months.
3 months. Yes.
Was it just you here?
Just me. It was me, and I had a girl answering the phone. That was it.
You knocked that out in 3 months?
Bro, Z does not play around.
Listen, so from when I opened in June of 19 until COVID hit, right? I was here 6 days a week, every single day. I never missed a day. And sometimes I was here from 9 a.m. till midnight. Go home, go to bed, and come right back.
Jesus.
Dude,
Hey,
yeah.
that's hard work right there.
I grind,
That's hard
man.
work.
So when COVID hit, obviously, nobody knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
We didn't know. Shut down forever, shut down for 3 months. We don't know,
Yeah.
right? So I had a couple guys with me at that time, and I had the girl that answers the phones, and, we were closed for 2 weeks. And then we opened up, I built this add-on back here where the bathroom's at. So the bathroom used to be into the shop side. I built that whole addition on and added that to where it's now a hallway and an extra waiting room. So then they were like, okay, essential business, whatever. I'm like, well, I qualify, I guess. It's automotive, right?
Yeah.
So I opened up, dude, and we opened, I said 3 days a week, just enough for you guys to,
Make some
stay in the
money.
groove,
Yeah.
make some money, whatever. And dude, we were busy. We couldn't keep up.
Really?
I went to 4 days. We were busy. We couldn't keep up. Went to 5 days, busy. And I said, you know what? I'm not going back 6 days a week. I'm not burning myself out over this, man.
I mean, that's good.
Because then you put so much into it. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start despising what you do.
I
It's
mean,
one thing I never wanted
that's
to
what
do.
happens to me right now. I'm on 6 days a week, and like the money's good and everything, but now that I'm doing podcasts,
you
and
get
got
burnt
a daughter
out.
and all that
You
stuff,
get tired, man.
You
Yeah.
get burnt out, and then it's just like, you run into complications of BS here, something went
Yep.
wrong there, and
If
then
you're
it's just-
tired,
it
you're-
tires you out. Yeah.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, you got to look at it this way, bro. We're going to die chasing money.
true. That's how I
The
see.
day you die, you're going to be still chasing money up until that
Yeah,
day. So
yeah.
it's like,
And you can't take it with you.
no. And
It's crazy.
so that's why my money goes to cars and all that stuff, man. 'Cause it's like,
say it again for my wife in the background, please. She doesn't understand it. It's like I always got projects, bikes, GTO.
always, man. Yeah, no, I get
like,
it, bro. I've been that way
I'd
my
rather
whole life.
enjoy the money right now because I mean I can't take it with me
Can't
when
take
I'm
it.
dead.
You know?
Yeah.
And listen, there's set it aside. You have a child now, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you always got to partition some money off for that and make sure your family's safe to where if something, God forbid, does happen to you,
Yeah.
your wife's got a nest egg for her and the baby to start a life. You know what I'm saying? To be able to maintain their own life that they have now.
Yeah.
Or bro, I mean, like, up until I figured it out, man, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
If something happened to me, bro, it was like my kid was gonna be fending for himself with his mom.
It's something to think about too.
It is,
something to
man.
think about.
You got your pension, your whatever else you're going to invest into, and that's cool. But then there's guys like myself, guys like George, we don't have the pensions and all that stuff built up. So we have to think long term, like, what do I do with this money? Where can I invest it to where it's going to stay there, and I know it's going to mature and make some money.
Yeah.
To where my kids are solid. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's
I
what
got
it's
you.
about, man. That's why you do what you do.
I love every bit of it.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like I'm not gonna lie. I love my career.
Yeah.
Every job has their ups and downs.
Of course it does. Absolutely.
There are days I was like, man, I'm about to walk out of here and I'm about to take the loader and flip everybody's car on my way out.
You're right. Yeah, correct. You're gonna
Yeah.
have, dude. I have those days here.
Yeah.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
I have myself. I have the girl that does the phones. I have 2 guys in the back with me. But it's like, dude, some days I'm just like, what was I thinking? I can only go make a paycheck somewhere.
Yeah.
But see, no, I don't need.
But then I look at myself and I'm like, bro, I mean, I have no problem with if I ever had to get a job, I can get a job and work for somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not egotistical like that. But it's like, at the same time, it's like the reward of doing what I do. You know what I mean? Like, some people are just like elated over the fact of what you did to their car. And it's the
It's
relationships
nice
and the
seeing that,
people
yeah.
I've met and the networking, bro. The networking's insane. But the downside of it is when you go out to dinner and somebody says, hey, you're the fade to black guy. I need to ask you about tint. I'm like,
It's like,
Yeah, it's like leave the
Past
work stuff
business
at
hours.
work.
Yeah,
If you see
man.
me out in public, please
Yeah.
don't bring it
Yeah.
up because
I
I,
get it
have
all the
shut
time,
that
man.
off right now.
I get it. I go to a car show and people are like, oh, you're the fade to black guy. Hey, let me ask you something. I'm like, I don't talk about work outside of work, man.
yeah.
It's the same thing with me when I got like, oh, you're a Mac guy? No,
Yeah,
I'm off the
not,
clock
yeah,
right
I'm
now,
not warranting
man.
your tools at 8 p.m. on a Friday.
Yeah,
Nothing I can do for you.
It's like, and we have a personal phone and we have a work phone.
Yeah.
And we purposely leave our work phones on the truck just because one time, you won't believe it, I took my work phone home with me, and someone called me at 9 p.m.
Yeah, dude. People
Nope.
don't care.
I'm like, dude,
Listen,
like,
every
no.
3 months, I have to make a post on my Facebook to not message my personal page, to not text my cell phone, and not call my cell phone about anything work related.
Damn.
It's just, and it's like, we understand, it's a business and we want to take care of you guys and we
Right.
want to, but it's like, we need times for
I
ourselves.
have a life too, man.
Yeah,
I
you
have
know?
a life, I have a 22-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. It's a big age gap in between.
I was gonna say
yeah.
that is a big age gap, man.
So my son is obviously my son. He's my biological son. And my little girl, she's from a past relationship that I've parented since she was a year old. So her mom and I have been split up for 3 years, but I still have her on the weekends. I still parent her. I still do everything with her. And I have no legal adoption to her, but I'm dad. That's all she knows.
You
know
got
what I
it.
mean?
You
Well,
live up to it.
that's how my dad is. They, him and my stepmom
Yeah.
took in a girl, and I think she was only 8 months old or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. And she walks around. My dad's 54.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're still pumping out kids. You need to stop.
Yeah.
You need to chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the little girl's walking around like, daddy, daddy, daddy. I'm like,
That's the dad
this is
instinct
weird.
kicking
'Cause
in.
I got
Yeah.
younger siblings, but they're all older and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
hey, Pops, what's up? You hear daddy? I'm like, God,
Yeah,
you need
that's
to
my
chill.
son, dude. He's like, "What's up, pops?" And his little one, she's like, "Daddy, daddy."
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the most rewarding thing you'll ever do, man.
Yeah.
Legit. I've accomplished and achieved a lot of things, dude. Being a parent is the absolute best gift ever.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
110% agree
Yeah.
with that, dude.
It's stressful.
It is,
It's a
but
learning curve. You'll never stop learning,
Oh, no.
and they'll never stop teaching you lessons either.
it's true. Still trying to figure out where she gets all this energy from.
Oh man, I tell my little one all the time, bro, because like when I pick her up and she will talk, and I just look at her like, "Honey, do you ever stop? Do you ever stop?" She's like, "Nope." At least she's honest, man. She's brutally honest.
And then there's those days where they have that attitude, and you're like, I know you didn't get that from me. You look at the mom.
That's what Eliza's going through right now, dude.
Yeah.
When we used to tell her no or something, you got her in your arms or something, she'd be like, I'm like, girl, did you just
She
hit me?
hits you. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you about to learn today.
Yeah, but when they're little girls, it's different, man.
Yeah, it is. She
My,
hit me.
my
I'm just
son
like,
was very easy, very chill. He's still very passive to this day.
I've heard that. The
The
boys are a
little
lot
one,
easier.
man, she's feisty. She will
See?
wear me out.
Now you
man.
see why I wanted a boy first.
Yeah.
You don't say that out loud. Come on.
Everybody knows
Liza's
it.
going to watch this
Have
10
you
years
not-
from
Have
now.
you not seen the TikTok when we did the gender reveal and Zach did the burnout and it came out pink smoke? I started
And you
running
ran down the street. He was going for milk, and he wasn't going to come back.
But she is definitely my world. Do anything for her.
Absolutely, man.
Love her.
Absolutely.
But, yeah. But what's up with the shop, man? Like, it's first time here.
Yeah.
It's a very nice shop. Very
Thank
clean.
you.
I love the setup you got in here.
Yeah.
As you guys can see in the background right there, dude. That man. Did you get someone to do that? Or was that
I
just
did.
like
I had a friend of mine, man. It's a really tragic story, actually. He owned a wrap shop down in Indy.
Okay.
He's who I learned how to wrap cars from. Younger guy, but dude, talented as can be, man. So he would come up from Indy, and we'd wrap cars together. So like when I first opened, we would wrap, like Tony next door at Blacklisted, I wrapped a few of his cars. So he'd come up, and we would work together on them, so I could learn. He was still getting paid, but I was learning. For me, it was like, bro, here, you can charge and let them pay you.
Yeah.
I just want to learn.
It was a different form of payment.
So
Yeah.
using my facility, but for me, it was training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd bring his own material and everything, but I didn't have to supply nothing. He just gave me all the knowledge. And he had told me that he had opened up a bigger facility and they had a print set up in there. I'm like, all right, dope. I want to wrap my wall in the back of the shop. So the reason I've never changed that is because he passed away 2 years ago.
Oh.
Side-by-side accident. Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm so
Just
sorry.
tragic,
about that,
bro.
man.
Yeah, I'm
Tragic,
sorry.
Just out of nowhere. He was just out, and it was crazy. So he had posted on his Facebook story that he was out, like, unwinding, decompressing. Like, put it on his story. He was in the side-by-side, him and his buddy. I was like, hey, man, just be careful out there. You know what I'm saying? It was like 1 a.m., dude. I woke up the next morning, and there it was.
Yeah.
Jesus,
That
man.
just goes to show you, bro, how fast, like, anything can change, man.
Bro,
Yeah,
goes to show.
those side by sides are no joke.
I find that
man.
ironic as hell that you actually just said that because I just found out one of my aunts passed away this morning.
No,
we
man,
just
sorry.
had a funeral, not a funeral, but a family reunion
Wow.
this past Saturday. And I'm like, I'm not going to go. It was in Lafayette. And I was like, I didn't want to go. I called my grandma the next day she said, "Oh yeah, everybody was there. It was fun and all that stuff. You need to start coming to these things because you never know what's going to happen." And then I get the news today that my aunt passed away. I'm like,
telling you,
bro,
man, you got to remember as you get older, so do they.
Yeah.
So, you know, especially with the elders in the family, that's what you got to remember.
And that's what me and my dad and my sister were talking about today. It's like, who's going to put all this stuff together when they're gone? Like, because they're the ones that bring all of us together, all these hoodlums and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's usually, and it's sad you see that happen is as the older ones pass away, the family kind of disbands at that point. You know what I mean? It starts to fall apart.
It's like nobody can fill their shoes and step in a setup.
Different generation, different times, bro.
It's insane. And the way this generation's going right now, I'm like,
it's rough. It's rough.
It's definitely rough.
It's different. Yeah, but you know, there's 3,500 square feet here, wall to wall, 70 by 50 roughly. I've got about 800 square feet of showroom, 2,700 in the shop. Way bigger than what I ever needed. And like I was telling you earlier, bro, like when I opened, I literally wanted to make a comfortable living by myself. Yeah. Right? A girl to answer the phones, me to come here and work every day, and just go home. Yeah. Well, then it was like so busy, it was getting backed up, and you know, a friend came on part-time, and then like I hired employees, and it was like, okay, when's this gonna stop? You know, like I'm thankful and I'm blessed, dude. Trust me, I am beyond grateful for everybody's support. And even the ones that don't support, I'm grateful for, right? Yeah. You got to be grateful for both.
You got to have haters too, so.
Right, you have to. So it's kind of like, at some point, when people ask me, like, when are you going to open a second location, bro? Never. That's all.
That was going to be one of my questions if you were going to open another one.
It's a whole different ballgame trying to manage 2 locations or more.
Especially when you're an instrumental part of the work.
Yeah. I was just about to ask that too.
So you the workload as well.
You're out there working too.
It's not like I walk in at noon and I leave at 2. Yeah. Like, bro, and mind you, I ain't walking in at 9. I might be here at 9:30. Yeah. But we open at 9. I'm gonna be here soon. Yeah. You know. But I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna work all day long side by side with them. You know what I mean? It's not like I just 3 days I stay home and then show up for 2 hours. Yeah. See how the business is doing and leave. Well, I'm here every day. Yeah. Every day. And I like doing what I do. I love doing what I do. Yeah. So for me, it's not work. It's not work at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to be able to make a living off of it and just have a comfortable life, man, to where, you know, if I want to go out and, like I tell people, my only goal in life, honestly, and it sounds weird, is that if my refrigerator broke, I could walk into Best Buy and buy a refrigerator.
Buy it.
Dude,
that is not
swipe a credit card for it.
They're
I
not
have that same feeling.
That's
same
comfort,
goal.
man.
Yeah, I want that comfort.
That's
I want to
comfort.
do like, all right, washer and dryer went out. All right, let's just go get it.
Because I think about it as a working man, right? Yeah. And I'm the same way. I'm a working man. Yeah. I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm a working man. Entrepreneur that doesn't work is they own 40 different businesses that are incrementally bringing all this money into a big balloon, right? I'm an entrepreneur that works. What is rich?
It's true.
Financially, what makes you rich? $1 million is nothing nowadays.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, they don't get you anything.
No. So it's like people are like, well, you're going to work to get rich. Dude, nobody knows what rich is. Yeah. To you, 5,000 might be rich. To George, 5 million might be rich at that point. When he hits 5 million mark, he's probably close.
Look at the weather outside.
rich boy over here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Him and his dad stuffing all the money in the mattress, like the old country. You know what I'm saying?
Old school over there.
No, we're Greek. We got a tree in the backyard that grows money.
Yeah, they got the olive tree and then the money tree.
Thought you had a tree. It's going to be cut down tonight.
Right. But no, that's what it is, man. It's like, you know, you don't know what rich is anymore. What's success? Like, I think when you feel it inside, that's when you know you've made it. Honestly, when you feel like you've hit those accolades, you've made it. Bro, who cares what George thinks? No offense, George. I'm not calling you out. I'm just using an example. But if George says, bro, you ain't making no strides, like you're doing what the next guy's doing. Yeah. But in me, I might be like, I made my milestones, bro. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. You know, what are you looking at? That's the hating thing. Yeah. It's like I told you earlier, like when you posted that video about like people commenting negative things underneath your stuff, bro, you don't send out a negative message. Yeah. So why am I getting negative stuff about this? You know what I mean? You're spreading a positive vibe. You're talking about things people want to talk about. Yeah. Where's the negativity come from? Like, what's the reason? Yeah. And like I told you then, because there's an internet connection between you and the next guy, it just gives them a whole set of balls they never had in their life. Yep. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. Yeah. So internet banter, bro, I don't pay attention to. I don't feed into it. I don't post stuff and argue with people. You know, when somebody tags my shop and somebody says, oh, I wouldn't go there. That's fine, bro. I'm good with it.
It's like you got one bad review, but you have 100 good reviews saying why you should go there.
Look at the bad one.
Yeah.
They look at the bad one.
Everybody looks at the bad.
Yeah, it is. Well, you're not going to please everybody,
No.
bro.
No.
In your life, in business, in anything, you're not going to please everybody. And
Yeah.
once I came to grips with that, it took me a long time because I was that guy that just had to make sure everybody was happy. But there's some people that are literally just miserable, bro. and
You're
not
looking
gonna
at
please
me.
them.
Come on, man. I know.
What happened? What'd you do, George?
Nothing. He's on my case all the time because I'm like that. Like I want to make sure everybody's happy. I want to, you know, and it's like I'm learning slowly that I just can't make everybody
You're not
happy.
going
And
to,
it's,
man.
it's
You're
just
not, dude. At the end of the day, you got to worry about your number one yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you're happy and everything. Then there comes your family, your kids if you got them,
Yeah.
and then maybe your circle. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's what I go off of. You see how I am when you talk to me about certain stuff. I'm like, fuck it.
yeah.
Fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
Just,
You know?
like you
Yeah.
can't take it with you. Like when you're gone, it's like, why are you stressing about it? You only got so much time.
And people
on this
are always
earth.
going to have something to say, bro.
Exactly.
Always. No matter if you're doing good. And, you know, I've seen both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Because I was that guy before that would look at people and be like, man, how did he achieve that?
Yeah.
I never hated. Because like I said, even if, you know, I've got guys that are friends that are multimillionaires and they got left the business and they grew it from there. That's probably harder than starting from nothing, right? Because you start from nothing, you build up to a level that you're happy
Yeah.
with. You take a business that does $30 million a year and now you grow that.
That's
30 million is a lot of
accomplishment
money,
right
bro. Now
there.
you grow it to 50.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Your first million is the hardest.
Yeah.
That's what they say,
Yeah, that is what they say.
right?
But once you get that first million, you're like, all right.
It's easy at that point. It just
Yeah.
starts compounding because now you've got money to make money. But these dudes, it's like, bro, you hit 30 million, now you grew to 50.
Yeah.
Those numbers are astronomical,
That is crazy.
you know? Because if you take like, you know, if you want to go open a shop tomorrow, let's say working on cars, and in a year you have to close down, what did you lose? 10, 20,000? Take a business that does 30 million and lose that.
That's actually like, yeah, that's big too. And I'm like, when we were talking about the COVID thing too, like I'm so glad, like, you know, that you survived, because how many businesses out there that started up and then they shut down because
They
of
had to,
COVID?
man.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
That's what I like when I get small businesses on here. It's just like, how did you get through COVID?
Yeah.
Because
Dude,
that
it was
rough.
crazy, man. So listen, I'm gonna tell you, I took no government money, no PPP, no nothing. I took none of it. Anything the government gives you comes with a tag to it, man.
Oh yeah.
They're tagged on you, and they're gonna want something back from you eventually, right? So I was only in business 9 months at the time, dude. And it's like, number one, I don't have enough established business and enough established payroll to justify pulling any money out.
Yeah.
I had a nest egg put away from money we had made for that 9 months to where, it was like, okay, I've got enough in the bank account to cover payroll for the next 3 months. Even if we did nothing, I was covered. And dude, it was like, it just kept going and going. Like I said, even after that 2-week period of being off, it was like people were chomping at the bit because government was just handing out money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funneling money out to people. Here's another band. Here's another 600. Here's another 1,200. Here's this. Here's that. And I'm just like, well, I didn't have to touch any of that. And now I see all of these stories of like PPP fraud.
Yeah.
Really?
People getting popped for millions and going to prison.
What?
Yeah, bro. There's people out there what they were doing. So the government, there was no certification process to this whole PPP thing at all. Okay, that's right there was red flags times a million for me.
So everybody was just in there like, oh yeah, I got a
I
business.
go on Indiana's website, I could start an LLC and walk right into the bank and apply for a PPP loan and say I had 100 G's a year in payroll. They never questioned it, bro. There was no screening process because it was so many people applying. The government's like, just push it, push it, push it, push it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. There's people that took 6 figures that had no business touching anything. Yeah.
And
they
that
get
came
caught?
back to bite them. Yeah.
Oh, it's all coming back now. Like I said, the government's money comes with a price tag, homie. They don't give you nothing for free.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They gave us all that money, but then suddenly everything costs more now.
Yeah.
Right? They gave you $600 a week or $600 a check, and they give you another $1,200, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they've gotten that back tenfold.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
All the overtime I'm working, and I see, oh yeah, there goes half of it.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me.
Yeah.
I get it. Materials have all went up.
Yeah.
And,
bad.
I've had 3 price increases, bro, and only passed on one. I ate 2 of them. Jesus. Just to remain competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you, because we hit it hard too, like during the COVID. How hard was it for you to get your supplies and everything? Was there stuff that like took forever? And because I know there was tools that people wanted to order from us, and it was on back order for God knows how
parts
long.
are still on. Some things are still on back
Crazy.
order.
Yeah, it's crazy. So for me, window tint wasn't an issue. So the company I
Really?
buy from, they manufacture and distribute out of the United States or out of Georgia.
Well, that's good.
So that worked out well. The problem I had was car stereos, dude. You couldn't touch nothing.
Wow.
And so what I could buy and sell, let's say I could sell a Kenwood double din for $200 before COVID, right? People were selling them on Amazon for $500 or $600 at the time and getting it, bro. Lord. So only thing available was the Boss brand, which ain't nobody buying that, bro. That's like Amazon flea market brand.
I've never even heard of that brand.
It's one of them radios you buy. It's got a 10-inch tablet screen and it does all this crazy stuff, but it's $145. Like, you know what you're getting. Right?
Yeah.
You know what you're getting for the money. When it goes bad in 6 months, you get it.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing I had trouble getting was car stereos. And it was like so bad to the point, dude, there was nothing. I was literally at a point where I was literally buying them from Best Buy and changing money over them. So I'd go there and pay retail and sell them to my customer at retail. So I'm literally not make anything.
So you didn't make anything.
So I could service a client at that point.
Oh.
Well, it was literally just changing dollars. That's all.
So all you were making was the labor, but no parts.
Yeah. Labor. I was getting like, the dash kits, the wiring harness, stuff like that. I'd make, 10, 12% margin on. But the radio itself, I made literally zero. Nothing. I would literally just buy it for $250 and sell it for $250.
I mean, that's
a good way to keep.
You had to do it, but you had to
But
stay.
you keep the flow.
Yeah.
I got employees to keep busy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's understandable.
You got to keep people working. And sometimes, dollar's a dollar. On the other side of the coin, not all money's good money either.
Very true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think we said the name on the pod. Fade to Black.
Fade to Black, yeah.
Yeah. Fade to Black, Tint and Customs.
So where that name came from, does anybody know?
No.
I don't. You never
It's a
told me.
Metallica
this
song.
Is it really?
Yes. It's a Metallica song.
I did not know that. I know. Yeah.
That's where I got it from, man. So it was weird. So,
Oh,
yes.
bro.
Hey.
That is genius.
Yeah. So what's crazy is that my guy Tony, one of my best friends, owns a tattoo shop next door. And he had a tattoo guy there that worked there. The guy was from a transplant from Michigan or something. And as I'm getting the building ready, I'm still trying to think of a name, right? I'm coming up with like Dark Side, all this other stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. It was funny. One of my boys, who's a police officer, was like, bro, you might not want to use that name because there's like, people might think it's affiliation of some sort. I'm like, you know what? Cool, I get it. So I was next door talking to them, dude, and the dude was like, it'd be a cool name, Fade to Black. And I'm like, I'm a Metallica fan. How did I not think of that?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I stuck with.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So it's funny because I get guys that are, my age and older, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, man, the name caught me. Like a Metallica fan, they're like, yeah.
No, Tony, is he the guy that you did the golden Jeep for?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony
Okay.
Reyes,
That's the
Yeah.
Jeep that I've been seeing.
Yeah.
dude.
That's the golden.
He's the
He
one
lives
that-
down the street from me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought that was your Jeep because
No, that's Tony's.
my aunt, my wife's aunt, lives in the same neighborhood as he does, and I'm like, oh, that's Z over there.
Yeah, that's Tony.
No, yeah. I
thought it was
I
yours.
actually.
So what's funny is I wrapped that Jeep twice. So I wrapped it military green.
It was
first.
military green. Yeah, I remember it was military green.
So we wrapped it military green, and he's tattooing this client of his one day. And the guy's like, man, I want to wrap my Mustang. I said, what color you want to do? Military green.
Oh no.
So the dude was willing to pay, right?
Yeah.
I wrapped his Mustang military green. It's like a 07, 08 Mustang. You'll see it driving around. I got done with that car. Tony's like, we got to strip my Jeep. The guy can't match me like that.
Yeah.
So the color on Tony's is satin energetic yellow. It's about 4 years old. So the wrap, we're about to take it off.
Okay.
But he's like, I'm just going to go back to the stock color. Wrapping is a cool game, right? It's cool. You can pick whatever color you want. You can wrap a car.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper than paint.
Yeah.
When people say I can get my car painted cheaper than that, no, you cannot. I just paid for a paint job on my Typhoon. I know what it costs. It's not.
Especially if you want good precision work, it's going to cost you some money.
And here's the if you want a Fender Mako job, bro, go pay the $200 and be done with it. But you want to complete like jams and all, ain't nobody touching anything for less than 10 off the bat.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that's where they'll start you. I'll start at 10. Bring me a check for that, and we'll work from there.
100% because
David getting his GTO painted right now.
well, it's lucky he knows Anthony though.
I think he still said it's about $7-8 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still hefty, but
Yeah.
That's everything.
Wrapping a car, it's $3,500, $4,000 based on color, based on a lot of variables, right? Material, what you're using.
okay.
But longevity is 3 to 4 years. That's all you get out of it. Horizontal surfaces don't last in
That's
wrap.
So
that's
it's like-
even
so-
in if you keep it covered, really.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Like, let's say George wanted to wrap his Camaro, right? And he's going to want to drive it, right?
Oh, yeah, of
So when
course.
you wash it and it sits outside, you got to remember, you put a sticker on something, right? And let it sit there. What happens to it over time?
Oh,
It
it's
shrinks,
gonna-
it cracks,
yeah.
shreds. Vinyl's just a big sticker. It's nothing different. So you have to remember that when you wrap a car, it's like you're not painting it, right? It's a big sticker.
Yeah.
So number one, expect imperfections.
True.
Right? Don't expect paint quality out of a sticker.
Yeah.
They have orange peel in them like crazy if you go with a gloss color.
Yeah.
Really?
And a good wrap's going to cost you, $4,000 or $5,000. Well, if you wrap your car 2 or 3 times in the lifetime that you have it in 10 years, you should have just had it painted.
Yeah.
My Typhoon I had painted was full restoration, took 2 years. 2 years, I bought that truck in 21 and got it back in October of 23. You talk about patience.
I didn't even know you had a Typhoon.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Talk about patience.
Oh,
George, how long have I been waiting?
Let's go 5 years, almost 6 now, for his
Hey,
GTO. to
David,
get
if
done.
you're watching this, appreciate if you come over so we can finish this
You
build.
know his GTO is going to get done before yours.
Talk about David Parks.
Yes. I'm going to be pissed if this is done before my
Oh, you know it's
probably
going
gonna
to
be.
be. It's going to be.
I just seen videos, I think, yesterday in the body shop.
Yeah.
Getting new quarter skinned on it and stuff.
Well, now it's a little bit of a different story because it's not technically David doing the work to it though. It's
Yeah, it's
Anthony.
somebody else.
So
What else is he doing right now? He's not working on his.
yeah,
He's tuning cars here and there.
Yeah.
Ooh. That was a chord right there. That was a chord.
Triggered.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy though is like that Jeep's been wrapped for 4 years. I'm pretty sure that was like one of the last cars I did at NTB before I left.
Yeah, so
and we
you
did the
guys-
wheels on it. I think right.
You guys
too?
you mounted the wheels and tires and the lowering springs.
Yeah, we did the
lowered it.
lowering springs. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to unwrap it, which is painstaking as can be when the wrap's that old because it'll come off in strips and slivers.
I forgot what the original color of that Jeep was.
It's like a midnight blue.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like a midnight blue. It's like a midnight metallic blue. It's really dope.
That's
But we're
what
gonna
our GTO is.
take all the wrap off, buff the entire car out, and just we're gonna change the wheels. We're gonna put like SRT8 wheels on it, and he's just gonna drive it like that. So
That's
Is
not.
it, is it an SRT or just
No, it's
it's
just
a
a
6-cylinder, but he drives it every day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Dude's
gotcha,
got
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
more cars than me.
He does. He has a Yukon out there. I
Got a
think.
big lifted Yukon, which I did that truck.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that around.
Yeah,
I remember
he's got
seeing
a
that.
Cadillac. He's got all kinds of stuff.
You have to send me a picture of your Typhoon too, so I can
Yeah.
put it in the
Yeah.
while we're talking about
It's it's crazy, dude. So how I bought that truck because I had a Viper before that.
Hold up.
You had a Viper?
Yeah.
Pause. Hold
There
up.
is so
Put it
much
in
stuff
reverse.
that I've missed out on.
Put it in reverse.
Yeah.
You know what the
What?
sad thing?
Yeah, I had a Gen 1 94 Gen 1 Viper.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
What color was it?
black.
Oh my
I don't know
god.
if you remember in 94, they had no door handles. They were roadsters.
Yeah.
No windows, no door handles, no roof. So it was all cloth. Everything you put on it was cloth. It had a cloth top that went on it. Cloth, the zipper windows, right? So funny story behind that car is I was on a Corvette forum on Facebook. And I don't know what got into me. I wanted to buy a Corvette for some reason, which I love Corvettes, but certain body styles I love. I was on like a Corvette group, and this guy was on there like, anybody want to trade a C5 Vet for a Viper? And I'm like, bro, Vipers or C5 Vets worth, at the time they were high 20s. This is right before prices took off. So COVID hit,
yeah.
car prices weren't through the roof yet. So I messaged the guy, and I'm like, hey, what do you got? He's like, I've got a 94 RT10.
Oh.
One of 239 Canadian spec.
Oh
94.
wow.
Imported from Canada.
Holy cow.
So I'm like,
what?
bro, he sends me pictures, right? Sends me the video. 3-piece wheels on the back, 22 by 10s, and 22 by 11s in the rear, 20 by 9.5s in the front. I mean, the car was nasty. Had all the original wheels, tires, radio, everything. Car had 8,200 miles on it.
Oh my
It was in
god.
kilometers, so it was like 11, 12,000,
Yeah.
whatever it was, right?
That guy's an idiot.
So I'm talking to him on a Saturday, and I said, what do you got to have for the car? He's like, 35,000. And I'm like, bro, it's a steal. Like, I got to go buy this thing. I've
Yeah.
never- how often do you see a Viper? Like an
You
old
don't.
RT10.
You don't,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
Right. So I drive out, I call the guy, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to come out there Thursday because I'm off. This is when we had just went through COVID. We were closed on Thursdays. He's like, all right, I'll be here. I'm retired, right? So I call my boy, and he's like, yeah, I'll take you out there. Thursday morning, he calls me. He's like, yeah, bro, I can't take you.
Oh no.
So I call this guy, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to make it out there. I'll try to come the weekend. He's like, oh, just another tire kicker, huh? And hung the phone up on me.
Oh.
I was like, oh, hell no. So I let it go. In an hour, man, I was getting mad. Like, this dude literally thinks I was pulling his chain.
Yeah.
Right? So I called him back. I said, dude, I'm going to be out there Saturday after work. He's like, we'll see if you show up. Call me on Saturday. I'll give you the address Saturday. So I got off work here on Saturday. I called him and said, yo, I'm on my way. He's like, okay, gave me the address. New Berlin, Wisconsin, a little over 2 hours, nothing crazy.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Drive out there, bro. Right when I get there, it starts pouring rain.
Oh,
Nice thing was garage kept.
Yeah.
Never seen a drop of water besides out of a garden hose in his life, right?
So you plan on driving it back?
Oh, I did, absolutely. In a downpour.
In the downpour?
Oh, I didn't care.
My God.
I get there, man. Listen, this dude's house was probably half the city block long.
Whoa,
Bro,
really?
he had a 7-car garage that was 7 individual doors.
No way.
And I'm not talking some old janky home. This thing was like modern and beautiful, like newer.
What did he
Was it Bill
retire
Clinton?
from?
Retired from owning a plumbing company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and said he was in business for like 50 years.
Oh,
This
my
dude was
God.
probably like early 70s. Real cool guy.
Yeah.
So he's like there, we get in the garage and he's like, well, there it is. Starts it up, typical V10 sound, just chill and normal till you get on it. And he's like, well, I would let you drive it, but it's raining outside. I'm like, it's fine, man. I don't need to drive it.
That dude's heart probably
I can see
sank.
what it is.
Yeah.
Literally, there's not a mark in the car. It was beautiful. And at the time, I had a lifted Escalade, Matt White lifted Escalade on the 8-inch lift on it.
I remember seeing that one too.
Yep. So I said, well, I'll take all the original stuff with me. And he's like, okay. So I remember I reached down in my book bag. I pulled out a bag of money and I handed it to him. And I said, here, count that. If it's enough, cool. If it's not, let me know. I put 30 G's in there.
Yeah.
Still had the other 5 in the bag with me, right? Because honestly, let's be honest, cash is mixed negotiation.
Oh, yeah.
wins.
Yeah. Once somebody has the money in their hand, they're just
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
kinda like, oh,
yeah.
So he's like, you want to come inside with me? I said, nah, I'll trust you. I'll sit out here, man. It's cool. He went inside. 25 minutes, ran all that money through a money counter.
Oh, wow.
Came back. He was like, probably a little bit less than what I could get, but let's be honest, who's going to show up with $30,000 in cash to buy a car, right?
He knew what he was going to
He
do.
knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew.
He's like, well, do you want me to take you to a hotel and drop you off? I'm like, for what? He's like, to drive the car home tomorrow. I said, I'm driving it home now. He's like, oh. I
That
said,
dude's
"What?"
heart sank,
I
dude.
said, it's my car now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So we put the top on. We put the passenger window in, zipped it up, put the driver's one in. I said, we got to leave that unzipped. He goes, why? Because I'm going to smoke all the way home.
That's so wrong,
Bro,
dude.
and I drove all the way home in 6th gear, like 80 miles an hour, down 94, all the way home.
You were lying about the smoke, right?
No,
Oh, come on, see? You're killing me here,
they're
dude.
cars, man. They're cars.
I know, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I drove it all the way home, bro. And what was funny is then COVID really snapped, right? So there's no car shows, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I like to drive my cars, man. I like to enjoy them and take them places. And,
Yeah.
and people look at them and be like, wow, that thing's cool. And they ask you questions and whatever. It's not a showboating thing. It's just I like talking about cars.
Yeah.
Cars are my thing. And that's when I had nothing going on. And I remember I went on this exotic car cruise, man. It was all like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, whatever, R8s.
I've seen a few
So my
of those.
buddy Kevin invited me. He's got an Aventador. So I went, dude, and he sent me a picture. He was behind me, and my head was sticking out of the roof. And we got back, and I said, you just ruined this car for me, right? And he goes, why? I said, because I will never drive this thing ever again. And bro, I sold it.
You see it?
I posted it on.
I don't blame
posted
you.
it online and sold it to a guy in Tampa.
It's like me when I
You get
drive
more
a
than what you pay
Miata.
for it?
Yeah, yeah.
The way you did that.
I bought it for 30. I put no money in it and sold it for 45.
Oh,
Because
my.
car prices had shot through the roof at that
Oh
point.
yeah, they did. Yeah,
Right? They went
Yeah.
crazy at that point.
Low miles, got it for a low price.
Yeah,
You had fun in it.
yeah.
Didn't put a dime into it, and you came out.
He came up 15 grand on
15
time.
And here's the thing, man. Like for me, I've owned some really cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
Cars that were like. So what I tell people is when I bought cars, it was my teenage dream cars that I wanted.
Yeah.
Right. So Fox body, which I had for 20 years.
And that's how I
Right. Everybody knew
remember
the car.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
of people didn't even know my name. It was the guy with the orange Mustang. That's who I was. Right.
Yeah.
well, the thing about that orange Fox body was you and your son built that, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
From the ground up.
I believe you sold it.
Yeah. Dude, well, when I bought the car in 2002, bro, he was 9 months old when I bought it. My son was 9 months old. So I bought it August 8th of 02. And how I remember that was I had it inscribed on the floor pan of the car on the outside underneath.
What?
Yeah. So at the time I had a 92 that was all done, a black one. And I bought that. That one was a 93. It was reef blue. I still kick myself in the ass to this day for not leaving it reef blue, but it is what it is. Bygones
The
are
orange
bygones.
still looked good though.
Orange
It
looked
did.
good.
Yeah.
But so I bought the car in August of 02, and then my mom died a month later.
Oh.
So the car sat, bro. I didn't touch it for 5 years.
Sounds familiar.
Because it was like when I first brought it home, I remember my mom sitting in the garage with me, and she's like, are you going to finish this one and keep it, or are you going to sell this one too? At the time, I'm 24 years old, bro.
Yeah.
23 years old.
I'm gonna sell it.
Well, I'm probably going to keep it. She's like, yeah, okay. And then a month later, that hit.
Oh damn.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, this cannot happen. So the car sat for 5 years. I had it covered up in my dad's garage right over there in Maryville. It just sat there underneath the cover, man. And then, I got married. Kid was getting ready to start school, and then I got divorced. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to finish this car.
Yeah.
I'm going to start it, and I'm going to finish it. So I stripped the entire car down to do I tell you there was not a nut and bolt left in that car, dude? There was nothing. It was a shell. You could literally lift the whole car and bench press it.
Jesus.
There was nothing under it. I got rid of all the original stuff, dude. And I mean, I went through that car and bought every nut, bolt, rivet, gasket, weather strip. Everything you could buy was brand new. Only thing I reused on that car was the quarter windows because you couldn't replace them.
Yeah.
They didn't make NOS ones. And literally that was it. The rest of that car was brand new.
Yeah, can you imagine having to put the wheels on it? Put tires on it. I was a nervous wreck when I had to do that. I was sweating. I seen Z pull up in it, and I'm like, please don't be here for tires. Please don't be here for tires. Please don't be here for tires. And then Calvin comes up to me. He's like, hey, I got a special request for you. I'm like, God,
And
no.
listen, that's facts because every time I would go there, I would tell Calvin, I want nobody touching my shit but George. Nobody.
Yep.
Excuse my language, but I want nobody touching my stuff but George because, one, he was a car guy.
Yeah.
Right? Number two, he knew how I felt about my stuff. He wasn't just some dude that was like, man, if I mess it up, I mess it up. Who cares, right?
No.
George was like, he knew, like, I took care of my stuff, bro. I love my cars. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate when people do good work for me, and I always took care of George.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Always.
Always threw him extra. Always took care of him because he gave me what I wanted without any headache at all. And, you know, so I had the car stripped down, full media blasted, down to a bare metal shell. And my guy, Jeff Spinks, he took the car, man, and painted the entire thing. I mean, he had it for 2 years, you know, but in between working and making money, bro, I get it. Listen, I'm a car guy. I've restored and built enough cars. I know what time takes. Yeah. And if I want to pay you 40 grand and have it done in 3 months, then cool, I'll pay you the 40 and have it done in 3 months. But if I'm okay with waiting 18 months, 2 years, and it saves me, I pay 10, 20% of that, it's worth every penny to me. I can be patient. I can wait.
Exactly.
So then I got done and I was like, what am I going to do for a drivetrain, right? I've owned 11 Fox bodies at that time. That was my 11th one.
Jesus.
Yes. What am I going to do? Another Ford motor, right?
Yeah.
Well, at the time you got to think this is 2008. LS swaps weren't a big thing then.
LS1.
The only one at that time that had one that I knew of was Jason Spazoff. He's the only one that had one.
Is it that green one?
That was Keith. That was my neighbor.
No. Okay.
Okay, I was going to ask because I remember you always rode around with him.
So that was my neighbor. But we grew up together because he grew up the block behind me on 56.
I did not know all these people that lived in the same neighborhood. Jesus Christ.
You know what's crazy, bro? He moved when we were 15.
What?
So he moved away when we were 15. And then I start building this car, right? What am I? Almost 30 at the time, probably damn near 30, right? I start building this car, and I'm at the mall one day with my son, and I'm getting out of the car, and my buddy Mirko drives by with his saline, just got it back from the body shop, and it was getting pulled by this truck, and I walk up, and I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, the dude driving the truck looks familiar, and I don't know why. I couldn't place it, right? I knew Mirko, obviously. The other guy I knew, but I didn't know who it was. So a month later, I'm in Speedway. And he's like, hey, you're Mirko's buddy, right? And I'm like, yeah, I remember you. I met you at the mall. Bro, that was a dude that grew up behind me and moved 15 years before that.
Oh, wow.
So he had just finished building his green car with an LS swap. I was building an orange one with an LS swap.
Yep, I remember that.
So that time, everybody was like, LS swaps weren't a big thing, right?
Yeah.
It really hadn't caught on yet. So Keith had his finishing it up. I had just started mine. And I was like, bro, like, I don't do fab work, right?
Yeah.
I can't weld to save my life. I can JP weld. I can't weld. I'm not going to buy a wire. I'm not doing none of that stuff. So I linked up with Lee, who used to work at Van Sennis. And he did a lot of that build for me, man. All that fab work was all one-off, built everything he did. So anytime after that, anytime I needed something done to the car, I was calling him, yo, I got stuff I need done.
Yeah.
Cool, bring it. We'd set it up and I'd drop it off to him, you know?
You need a guy named Lee.
Yeah, but that thing started with a stock 5.3 out of an 04 Tahoe.
Oh, wow.
Had 6-liter heads on it. Baby Turbonetics 76 millimeter. I mean, small frame thing would spool like 1,800 RPMs. It was ready to go.
Yeah, 78.
Yeah. And then I drove that for a few years, and it was impressive. It made 740 at the rear wheels.
Jesus Christ.
And then I went to the all aluminum 6.2, built an LS3. 80 millimeter turbo.
You want to total my truck so I can take the motor out of there?
21 pounds of boost. It made 1,044 horsepower.
Oh, my God.
And I drove it on the street everywhere.
How big was the turbo?
80.
80 mil.
So I sold it to a guy in Anaheim, California. I posted online because I had it mini tubbed and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I couldn't drive it no more.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it rode so rough, dude. It was stiff.
Really?
Tried to soften it up and you couldn't. The car just did not want to act right.
You can't soften something like that with that much
you
power,
can't. It's
dude.
got
You
too
can't.
much power, man.
Yeah.
I could drive it on the street because it was an animal I was used to riding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a horse, right?
Yeah.
You got a horse, you're used to riding every day. Your buddy jumps on, he's gonna get bucked off.
Why don't you just cut back on the power then?
Who wants to do that? You're supposed to go up, not down.
Yeah.
Well, I understand.
Come
that,
on
but,
now.
I mean, you build
What
this
kind
car
of
from the
car guy are
ground
you?
up. I'm a car guy, but when it comes to certain cars like sentimental value like that,
Yeah.
because that's almost like the same story with my GTO.
Yeah.
Like my grandma passed, I haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
Like she was the last person to ride in it, and that was the last time I drove it.
Yeah. I
It's
get
been
it.
sitting ever since, and
get
now
it.
like I can't sell that thing.
Yeah.
If it came to that and I was putting that much power down and it started to ride like shit, I'm like, all right,
Your
I don't need to go this
Your
fast.
son had to be pissed that you sold it.
You know, he was mad I never let him drive it. And
I wouldn't let him
here's
drive it
the
either.
thing, man. It's like you've got that much power under your foot and you're not used to it.
Oh yeah.
When it comes on, bro, it's a freight train.
Yeah.
Like, no joke, it was a freight train when it came on. So for me, it was like, I drove it like a normal car. It didn't bother me, you know? But then it was like I got to a point, like I said, where it wasn't enjoyable anymore. The stiffness, the noise. I mean, it was all sheet metal in the rear. Ding, 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 ding. Every rock, you heard everything. Drag radial, 28-inch drag radial, you know?
Oh, that is right.
Spool, yeah, everything.
Okay, now you're
So
making
I
me
took it
second
to a
guess it.
full-blown, pretty much a full-blown race car at that point.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun anymore. So I put it online, testing the waters for like 40, dude, and some guy called me in an hour.
Really?
He's like, yeah,
I thought you were sitting on it for a minute.
No, dude, it went.
No, it was
It
instant.
Went, it went
pretty-
fast.
You only
Yeah.
was 40?
40.
That was it?
That's all I had in it.
I would ask at least 50.
I had 40 in it and owned it for 20 years and enjoyed it. Like, you can't be mad at that.
You
know what I'm
can't. You
saying?
can't be mad, you know.
No,
but
that
it's
is
like
true.
Dude, if I can drive a car for a year and lose $500, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's less than most people's car payment for a month.
Yeah.
That is true.
I got to enjoy something cool.
Yeah, that is true.
So when I sold that, that's when I bought the Cyclone. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was cool, but not cool.
I think I've only seen that once
To-
in
to-
the Porter. That was a Porter? Valpo.
Yeah.
That was the first, you drove up there. It was
Yeah.
last year. It
Yeah.
was the first time I saw
I
it.
sold that too.
What?
Yeah. It was not comfortable, dude. It was not it's a standard cab S10. I'm 6'2" and 215 pounds. Like,
This is,
and it rode like a springboard. There's no weight in the back end.
yeah. There's nothing.
So you know
Sandbags.
what? I sold it, made a few G's on it, no big deal. But it was serial number 4. It was the 4th one ever made. Yeah.
Z, you're killing me, dude. You're killing me, man. You're
But
killing
again,
me.
another teenage dream car for me, right?
Yeah.
91, I was 13 years old. Cyclones. 92 was Typhoons. 93 was Typhoons. I was 14, 15 years old. Viper was 94. I was 16. Fox bodies were, 87 and 93. Like, that was all my teenage years. So I've literally owned everything I ever wanted to own as a teenager. I have it. And I had
Yeah.
it. I still have the Typhoon. But, dude, that thing rides like amazing. Plush leather seats. I mean, I can lean back. It's got air conditioning.
It's got, hey, that's
It's
a
got a
big.
stomping 280 horsepower all-wheel drive.
I apologize ahead of time, guys, that are watching this. It was supposed to be on the pod today, but someone decided to torture us
I had
and
to
just talk about it.
Hey, business came first.
Yeah, I know. He
Business
was
came
busy
first.
today. He actually tinted a
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
Yeah.
It was pulling out as I pulled in. I'm like, whoo.
Yeah, we tinted the whole thing and the windshield, man. That windshield was
That windshield's huge, man. Yeah.
58 and a half inches tall and 65 inches wide.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So I had to order, a 60-inch wide roll of film just to tint the windshield alone, which I usually keep 60s.
Yeah.
But what he wanted like the premium stuff, so I had to order that.
Oh.
So
Speaking of that, I don't even think we got into like your shop. Like, what all do you do at the shop?
the main thing is obviously tint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about 85 to 90% of our business, honestly.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you could do about, you said 15 cars a
About
day.
12 to 15 a day every day. Yeah. So even like tomorrow, Saturday's a 9 to 2. It's our short day.
Yeah.
We'll still touch 12, 15 cars tomorrow. It's crazy. Because I have a guy that comes in part-time sometimes on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But still, on average, we still hit 11, 12 cars on Saturday. When he's here, we'll hit like 14, 15 and beat out by 2 o'clock.
Does the weather affect you guys at all? Like if it's like super cold, super hot?
So
anything?
historically, what's crazy is every time in the winter, every shop I ever worked at, tint just fell off.
Really?
It fell off. There's like this stigma that you can't tint your windows in the winter. It just extends the dry time. That's all it is. So like now you got to tint your car in 2 days. Your windows are safe to roll down your money. Wintertime, it's 4 to 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 to 5 days?
Yeah, before you can roll them down.
Yeah,
In the
I
wintertime.
remember because I remember that the Honda I had, that Accord. Oh, I still have it. The Accord Sport. I took it to Broadway and had Z do it.
Yeah.
And Z told me, he's like, "Hey, don't touch it for like 4 to 5
Yeah,
days
if
because
it's
it was the
cold,
winter time." Yeah.
There's a moisture solution in there. It's water based. You know what I mean? So obviously, water, if it can't dry, it's just gonna freeze. So you
Yeah.
got to be careful of that. So it's not really weather dependent. I still see tint in the wintertime. It's crazy. On my guys are more tinters than they are doing what I do. Like my electronics is my thing. So remote starts is what I do all winter.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's
Off camera here.
I focus on that. That's my focus from November till February. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
Is busy with that too.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I've wired everything you can imagine.
He's gonna put a sound system in the Cybertruck soon.
Yeah, dude, I don't. Them trucks are weird, man.
I wish that thing was still here when I got here.
It's weird, dude. It's really weird.
I want to see the inside of it.
You know, I think they're cool, right? Yeah. They're cool.
I could never own one though.
The concept of them are cool, not the look. The concept of all the electronics and what it can do and what it can't do, right? But honestly, what I say, and hope nobody takes offense to this, Cybertrucks are for the guys that really don't want to own a real truck.
Understandable.
Yeah,
right?
I
mean, the back of it's like a mini blind, dude. It's like a full shutter that opens.
I want to get up and close and see that, like, because I see it up from a distance, seeing pictures. I'm like,
you see it, and it's like the wow factor, right? Because the lighting's all like molded into the front end. You don't see it until you turn it on. And, you know, I mean, it's a 6-figure truck, dude.
Did Nam buy one?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
it's actually going down in price.
But
Cybertrucks are going down.
Yeah, it's still crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I think, you know, it's cool for the wow factor to say you have something cool and nobody else has. It's there. It's absolutely there. But
I wouldn't spend the money
for me,
on
the use side of it, like, they say it can haul some weight. I don't know, you know, but the bed space isn't there.
I was gonna say, like, it barely has a bed space.
I drive a Ram 2500 with a long bed and a crew cab and a Cummins.
Yours out there?
Yeah, the big white one.
The white one, yeah. It says fade to black on the back.
I didn't see it. I was too busy looking at the wheels and the
Yeah,
color.
so the tailgate, if you look at the tailgate, it's not a Ram his logo, it's my logo.
It's
I had a custom-made
FTV
logo.
Really?
Yeah. When I parked back there behind it, and I saw that, I was like, hey.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, but I put a 5-inch lift on that truck. I took it to Dave over at Hoosier Diesel. Dude did a bunch of work. We studded the head, did all kinds of crazy stuff. It's all still emissions compliant. Okay? Everybody emissions compliant. Emissions compliant.
Don't come around here.
But, you know, like 9 miles a gallon stock, and it gets 18 driving in the city. And the thing makes nasty power. Fast. Yeah. It's crazy.
So with that
don't
being
roll
said,
cold either.
What
See,
we're not headphones on because I got buttons I can just push and you just like, you okay. So like actually I'm curious about that since you're talking about diesels, like would you rather have the Cummins or Duramax or Power Stroke?
Me personally, so I've owned Power Stroke. I owned a 6.4 Power Stroke, which is one George was talking about. Twin turbo, compound turbo, right? 6.4. It was a 2008 350 dually. I beat the hell out of that thing. When I tell you I beat it, bro, I beat it. I did nothing to that truck mechanically. Nothing. No supporting anything. I bought a tuner. This was, 2010 actually. I bought a tuner. Did some modifications to the exhaust plumbing underneath, right? And that truck made stupid power, bro.
Really?
275 horse add-on to the factory. Factory was 310 at the time.
Jesus.
Torque was almost 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. I mean,
That truck was nasty.
Dude, you put it in four-wheel drive and launch it at 20 pounds of boost, the whole truck would just hop and dance. Pop, 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 pop. It's just smoking all 4 tires. And you talk to anybody now, that's like the worst engine Ford ever made. It is. That's why they only made it for 3 years.
I was wondering about that.
Bro, I bought that truck with 31,000 miles and sold it with 140, and it never leaked a drop oil.
No.
It never left me stranded. Ever.
No. The worst we did to it was tires.
And I changed tires one time.
Yeah.
And it was a dually. I never rotated them. Nothing.
Wow.
I had to balance them a lot.
Yeah, to balance them a lot, but I never... Dude, I drove that truck everywhere. I drove it to Orlando. I drove it everywhere. Yeah. But that thing made nasty power. And I was looking to buy another one, so I was, like I said, I was talking to David, Hoosier Diesel, who's a good friend of mine. He's like, bro, stay away from them. And I'm like, what? That was like my favorite truck. He's like, bro, they're trash. You dumped it just in time. I'm like, well, what do I buy? He's like, look for a Cummins, like, 4th gen, 5th gen. I'm not into all that gen stuff. I just buy what I like. And so I found that 2018. And it's a Laramie. It's got leather. It's got everything. You know what I mean? But I was like, bro, that thing's long. It's really long. Yeah. And he's like, But it had oil leaks. Dude, the truck had 99,000 miles on it. But whoever had it never took care of it. Ooh. I mean, dude, it leaked from every orifice possible. And those trucks really don't leak like that. Unless they get high miles on them. Yeah. So I linked up with Dave, and I was like, what do we do? He's like, bro, we just pull the motor out, reseal the entire thing. So they pulled the entire motor out of that truck with 99,502 miles on it. Pulled the entire thing out. One? Yeah. So that motor was fully gone through. All Cummins gaskets replaced. I mean, everything. I did billet timing cover, billet water pump.
And how long ago was that you did that?
February I got it back. He had it for about a month.
Oh, so this is recent.
Yeah.
You just got it.
Yeah. I bought it in October. I bought it from an impound auction. It was a police impound. Yeah, but it was a police impound. I bought it from an impound auction, but then you got to send the paperwork downstate. It takes like 2 or 3 months for them to send it back.
I was just about to ask, like, what's the process?
Bro,
of that?
painstaking. Like I bought it. Yeah, it was a police auction. I bought it, impound auction, you know, whatever, at tow yard. Bought it, and then like I get this paperwork packet. I mail it down, dude. I forgot one signature. I forgot to sign it in one spot.
And they sent it all back.
Sent it all back, and you got to start all over when you send it back again. So then they sent it all the way back. So then the title came back, and I didn't want to do anything until I had a title in my hands, right? Because you don't want to go dump money fixing your car, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey,
We can't get you the title.
something happened, and we weren't supposed to give you this, so we need the truck back."
Turns out
So
this truck was involved in a murder, and you can't have it.
right? You never know. But yeah, the inside of the truck was filthy. Look at somebody who lived in it, dude. It was disgusting. For as low miles as it had, it was just disgusting. Yeah. So my guy here, Steve, took everything. Dude, he gutted the entire interior out of the truck. It was a shell.
Really?
And cleaned everything, put it all back together. Dude, when we're done, you can look at it. It's literally perfect.
Wow.
So then
I was looking at it, Laramie.
we opened up the bed, right? We opened up the truck because it had like one of them roll-up covers on it. It was just stacked with flattened cardboard boxes. So we go to the dumpster, we throw them all out, and dude, there's a 70-gallon auxiliary tank in the bed.
Oh, wow.
So that truck holds 105 gallons of fuel.
Jesus.
So I tell you, I can literally drive to Miami and never stop for fuel. It's no joke.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Threw out all those boxes in the bed. That was somebody's house.
Yeah. Somebody's bed.
That bed is hefty when you fill it up.
It's not bad. You know, if I fill up the main tank, like the truck's actual tank, and then fill up the auxiliary, it's $450. But dude, you're talking going 2.5, 3 months on fuel.
Yeah, because diesels do not burn fuel like that.
No, it's 18 miles a gallon city. I get like 23 in the highway.
Yeah.
Going 80.
That's what I keep trying to tell the wife. I want my Duramax.
That's it.
I want that AT4X.
The little 3-liter I have out there, the little Duramax 3-liter I have, dude, that thing nothing.
Trash.
So is it true that I heard that there's no serpentine belt on the front of those? It's in the backside?
Yes, it's in the back.
That's weird.
Well, no, I think the timing's in the back.
Timing's in the back. So if something ever happens at the time, you got to pull the trans out.
You gotta pull. They're pretty much taking the whole cab off.
Yeah.
That's only just on the little ones, though.
It's on.
It's on the baby ones. Yeah. I heard that. Somebody was telling me that. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
It's 100,000-mile warranty,
Yeah,
6
exactly.
years. I ain't gotta touch it.
It's either 100,000 miles on a Duramax or 100,000 on a Kia.
Yeah.
Get your choice, right?
Yeah.
100,000 either way.
Yeah, you know, so 100,000 mile. I don't do that, and for a long time. And
No,
that
not me.
6
I
year,
drive, bro.
that'll be over before I hit even 50,000 probably.
Well, you remember my Raptor I had, right?
Yeah.
So I ordered a Raptor in 22. February of 22. It came in November of 22. It was a silver Raptor.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
You have, because it's got blue wheels on it. You can't miss it if you see it around. It literally has blue, black rhino wheels on it.
Swear I've never seen that one.
Yeah, you'll
I
see
think
it.
I've seen him drive it like once, and
So this is
then
one you still have.
No, I
no,
sold
he
that.
got rid of it.
I'm getting tired selling every damn
Dude,
thing.
he has
know,
like some cool
man.
stuff. Like I don't know, like it's one of my favorites that he had was like, it was a Suburban, right? It was all chromed out Suburban. It had like big 24-inch wheels.
Oh,
on
that was
it.
my Yukon. I wrapped
The
it.
Yukon, yeah.
So I wrapped it.
I
like
remember
this
seeing that one.
Crazy holographic color, man. When the sun hit, it would just flip like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Had it on 26s. I lowered it.
26.
And then I was like, I'm bored with it. I raffled it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gave that away pretty much,
Yeah,
right? Like
I
a
raffled it.
raffle.
I mean, I got 10 G's for it. I think I had 6 in the truck. I raffled it off.
Somebody who's driving that is sick right now.
Yeah. I mean, no, he won it for $100.
Yeah.
That's true.
$100 you won a truck. That's when raffles are really big on Facebook. You know,
Yeah, they are.
dude, I won a Baja boat in a raffle, a 26-foot Baja boat.
But see, the taxes and all that stuff you got to pay on it. That's what kind of kills it.
What taxes? No, I'm joking.
IRS.
I want Kenny to. He posted that he was selling that Caprice,
Oh yeah.
and I messaged him
Kenny
like, "Hey,
Forbes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
he's trying to sell the Caprice." He's like, "Should I raffle it off without the cam and lifters and all that shit? Should I just raffle it
Yeah.
with it?"
He was just here a week ago. I sold him a wheel balancer.
Really?
I had an extra wheel balancer and he needed one, so I'm like, bro, just come buy this one.
Kenny, I want that Caprice back.
Wait. Hold on. We got to ask the infamous question. Do you still have this boat?
No.
You know, at this point, anything he talks about, I'm just guaranteeing it's
Guarantee
gone.
it's gone. You can pretty much guarantee I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
the only
man.
thing he still has is the Cummins.
You know what it is, bro? Like I love everything I've owned,
Yeah.
but I get tired of looking at them.
Really?
Yeah, and here's the reason why: because time, right? So when you have time to enjoy all this stuff. So when I had the Cyclone, I had the Typhoon. They were both in the garage together, right?
Yeah. That's a good combo too.
It was cool, right? But how often can you take both somewhere?
Yeah.
It was one or the other all the time.
Get your son to drive one, you drive the other.
Oh man,
If you're watching this, son.
That would be cool.
it would have been cool. You're right.
What does he drive now, though?
Him?
Yeah.
He drives like a Mazda 3 something. I don't know.
Get your car game up, bud.
Yeah, yeah. He had a Golf R and then sold it.
Ooh, those things are nice.
It was cool, dude.
Yeah.
But, you know, bygones are bygones. I don't like seeing my kid make car payments.
This is
Right? You know what I
don't
mean?
blame you on that.
And he's still young. He's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, he's 22. But it's like, I tell my kid all the time, like, listen, you can drive my cars. When they put that last piece of dirt over me, they're yours anyway. You can do what you want with them. Just don't sell them for money. Keep them. Because something I'm going to leave you is going to be worth money.
Oh, yeah.
And it might be 48 cars from now.
Yeah.
But whatever I leave you is going to be worth something to you. You know what I'm saying?
So, real question is, how many cars have you had to this day?
Dude, we'd be here all night if you named them.
Just give me a rough estimate of
See
like
the
a
look on my
number.
face? If I had to guess, man, you talking about from the time I started driving till now? So I had my license almost 30 years. You have to keep that in mind.
Okay, I want to say from the Fox body, the build of the Fox body.
So from 02 till now,
Yeah.
probably 60.
It's 20 years.
Probably 60 vehicles I bet you on. Now that's daily drivers. That's cars I bought and drove and flipped, and that's you know, I've owned a couple Harleys in between there.
God, man.
So I've got a Harley I'm building right now. Not I'm building, but it's a 2010 Road Glide
What's a road
bagger. So 26-inch wheel, full air ride.
What color is it?
Built 107 with a Trask turbo. The thing's nasty, man. You hit the
All right, podcast over.
you rack the throttle in third gear, dude, it just rolls the tire off. And you're going 40, 50 miles an hour. So I sent it to my buddy Jay in Lowell, who's right by Fry's Performance. My buddy Jay owns NSD Paintworks.
I work in Lowell. trying to figure out where that's at.
9 Mile and Route 2. You know where Fry's is at, right? Which is where David does his tuning at, or used to do his tuning at. I don't know.
Is that the one with the LS Postal van?
Yes. Well, you know him?
No.
No.
You don't know LS Postal? I don't know that guy either, though.
David knows, and I've been trying to get him on the podcast.
And I think David does some tuning down at Fry's, which is...
Oh, I know what you're talking about
You know
right
what I'm
now.
talking
Yes.
about, right?
Yeah,
So the next
yeah.
building over is where the painter's at. All he does is
Really?
motorcycles. He does all the custom, like, crazy stuff. And I can show you some pictures of mine that he's literally just sent me yesterday, updated. But once I sent it to him, I took it to the mechanic, everything else, like the whole chassis and all.
Yeah.
Just to have everything gone through, Brooks. I just, when I ride my stuff or drive it, I want it right.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
So that dude fixed the air ride. There was an air ride leak in it and did some dump valves on the air ride, went through the motor, new cylinders, stuff like that. And the bike will be ready to rip here probably in a few weeks. But honestly, I think it's sold already. Legit, I'll probably ride it one time and it's going. I mean,
Hey, I can't blame you. The hustle, dude. It's hustle.
it's,
That
and it's
is
not
a
even the
hustle.
hustle, dude. It's at this point, here's the truth behind it. I bought the bike at a good deal. I'm putting a good amount of money into the bike. And when I sell it, I'm losing money. It sounds weird, right? Because it's not like any story I've told so far.
No.
I've watched too many things happen already on people on bikes this year.
Dude, there's been a lot of bike
Scares the
accidents
hell out
this
of me,
year.
dude. It scares me.
There's been a lot.
Honestly, it's. I don't
It's, the
wanna-
thing is like nobody pays attention to the road
No,
anymore.
it's not. It's that, and some of these newer riders getting into bikes and everything, just being reckless and
Yes.
not knowing. Me personally, I think any new rider needs to go to a track and experience.
Maneuvering
your
and-
bike.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Know your bike.
Yeah, but
I can agree with him on that.
I've
though.
seen too much happen, bro, and it's sometimes it's rider error, right?
Yep.
And a lot of times I've seen it where it's not. It's somebody's not paying attention and pulls out in front of somebody. I don't care what you're riding at 40 miles an hour. Somebody pulls out, you don't stand a chance.
Nope.
No,
Right?
Especially if you don't have no
You're
gear
going
on.
over the bars. You're going down to the ground. Something's happening, bro. And for me, I think back to like number one. I have kids, right?
Yeah.
Thanks,
I have employees that rely on me, man. I have employees that count on me. Their children rely on me,
Yeah.
right? Because if mom or dad doesn't bring home a paycheck, kids don't eat.
Yeah, that's
So
pro.
when I think about the network of people that rely on me, bro, it's bigger than what's in front of you.
See, now I got a question about that.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. You say you're riding bike. I think to avoid lessen your chances of getting into an accident, I should say. I think you need to ride and you can't just ride by yourself. You have to ride with at least 2 or 3 other people, and
But they
that
have to
makes
be
you
as experienced or better
yeah.
than you, right?
Of course, I definitely agree with that.
Because I've seen a lot of those bike runs where it's, a poker run or a veterans run. There's 200 or 300, 400 bikes, dude, and it takes that one guy that doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, I've been in one.
And you watch them. It's reaction time on a Harley is terrible. It's not like a crotch rocket.
yeah.
You can't just whop whop.
Yeah.
You do it on a Harley, you whop that way. You're going whop that way. You're gone. You know what I'm saying? They're heavy.
I've done
They're
it on
1,000
mine.
pounds, man.
Yeah.
I've been in 2 bike accidents, and I think the worst one was on my Victory on 30, right by the
You got
BMV.
rear-ended, didn't you?
No, some chick in a minivan at a green light decided to slam on her brakes to yell at the kids in the back seat.
You
Oh,
remind her?
Yep.
oh,
Let me ask you, both of those accidents, did either of them feel good?
Huh?
Did either of them feel good?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no, you never see nobody go, yeah, man, I got an accident and I just got up and walked away. Like, dude, something hurt the next day when you woke up.
Oh, I was on crutches for a few months.
Yeah.
They had to put a bolt in your leg, didn't they?
No, they had to take goes back to previous surgery.
Oh.
I tweaked that to where they needed to go back in and like adjust. And all
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
So I bought a bike in January because I didn't have, my bike was in the paint shop.
Yeah.
So this guy calls me, he's like, hey, I want to sell this bagger, 30-inch bagger street glide. Man, I rode that bike one time. I said, never again. That was the hardest thing in the world to ride, man. That 30-inch wheel was like driving a semi, dude. Every turn was wide.
I couldn't do that big wheel. That was actually going to ask you that. Like, what is your type of Harley you like to ride? Because you got those 30-inch wheels.
no,
and like,
bro.
I can't do it.
No, so the 26 on my road glide's perfect.
Yeah, I was
Still
gonna
nimble.
say.
You can still move. It still
Yeah.
rides normal. When I went to that 30, I thought, how much different can it be? And dude, it looks wicked.
Yeah.
You know, you sit on
It
air
looked
ride,
good.
the nose is just tucked into the fender.
Oh, yeah.
But riding it, dude, it was not comfortable.
People turbo those.
I know. Yeah, my road glide's turbo.
Well, I know,
But
but
Trash turbo, dude, literally sits right here in the front.
Have you
wicked.
seen dirt baggers in California? Dude. They had this one road glide. Oh, I'm like, if I ever get a road glide, it's gonna look exactly like that.
You ever
It was
know-
nasty.
barnyard baggers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys out in Griffith
Brad,
over there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that. I've actually been up
One
there
of my
to the shop.
stops. Yeah, I sell tools to those guys.
I've been up there. They're cool. I actually went up there to see if they work on my Victory. Like, oh no, we only do Harleys. I'm like,
They're only Harley specified. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
there's not many I love my Victory. It's definitely a head turner.
Yeah,
Every
absolutely.
time I ride it, they're like, hey, you want to sell it? No, get away from me.
My buddy rides one.
Yeah, they're nasty.
He's got a, it looks like a spaceship.
It's probably
Cross
country.
Cross country, that's what he's
Yeah,
got.
those. I remember I wanted one of those, and I saw one in person. I'm like, nope.
Dude, he rides that thing, bro, and he's like, dude, it's just so comfortable. Costa.
It's big.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got
It
one.
is huge.
Yeah, he's got a VTX 1800 too.
Oh,
He's got
no
both.
way.
It is. It's way too big.
Yeah, it's a big bike, dude. But I think when you're, you know, I did a Goldwing a couple weeks ago, man. I put a bunch of lighting and stuff on it for the guy. And to me, Goldwings were always like, that's an old man bike. Well, now I'm an old man. You know what I mean?
And
So, bro, listen, when I got on this bike and it pulled in the shop, right? I pulled the lighting and I go to back it out. Bro, it's got reverse. Electric assist reverse. You literally have the thing. Zzz, zzz.
That's crazy.
You just take off. Like with a Harley, you're sitting there like, here's 1,000 pounds you're pushing away from you.
Yeah.
You know, and you better hope you're parked on a decline, not an incline, or else you're really messed up, you know?
Yeah.
Or the smallest little bump you're trying to get over, trying to push it over. It's
forget it.
like,
And that was so like that 30-inch wheel, right?
Yep.
You get past this point, the wheel just wants to go full lock.
Really?
So as you're moving it, like in the shop, if I'm moving it and literally go to roll it, it's like as soon as the wheel would get this far, the wheel would just swing.
Clunk. Yeah.
The wheel would just literally rotate off its axis and it was gone.
Staying away from a 30-inch
Yeah,
wheel.
no, it's and just the fab work and everything's just so expensive. I would never build a bike, you know.
I see. I want to, but
It's expensive, man.
it is. But I saw the new ones come out, and I'm like, ooh, the new Street Glide looks nasty.
Yes, absolutely it does.
But I'm not finna pay 40, 50 grand.
No,
it.
for what?
Yeah,
we don't have
that's
the
just
weather
too
for that
much.
kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
very
why it's
true.
even rough having nice cars here because it's like break it down, you get 4 good months.
Yep,
Legit.
very true.
Take out all the rain, you're down to 2 probably.
Yep,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And
it's
who wants
been-
to?
sucks.
That's why it sucks when you have these toys, right? Like your GTO, and
Yeah,
once you finish that, you're gonna be like, cool, it's done, but I can't take it out Saturday at the show because it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Or it looks like, and that was the Mustang. No wipers, no heat, no air.
No air.
Oh, I made that clear. I'm keeping my AC.
Yeah, I had no
Yeah.
heat, no
Spilled.
air, no power steering, no power brakes.
Nope.
I think
I
it was
had
full on race car.
2,810 pounds full of fluid, without me in it.
Jesus.
2810 it weighed with a little over 1,000 horsepower.
That thing.
That's
that,
at the wheels 1,000.
That's
that thing's
little rocket buddy.
that thing's full race car.
It was
Dude.
nasty.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
Guy bought it and went to California and he just used it at the racetrack. Him and his son take it out on Sundays and enjoy it, which is cool.
Yeah.
For me, that was cool because it's like he gets to go out and enjoy it with his kid. Like, because he showed me on FaceTime what he had in his garage was a 2018 Cobra Jet, which, yeah, 2 of them he had actually.
Two.
2,
Dear
both
God.
under covers. So I was like, you sure you can handle this kind of power? He pulls the cover back. I'm like, your money. You're good. Nothing to worry about, man. Have fun.
Oh,
Have
dude.
fun.
That's,
Jesus.
You know, enjoy
man.
it, you know.
That is insane.
But yeah, like, so we were, you know, kind of leading into the shop thing or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get off topic
Dude.
when you all have the same interest. It's really
Yeah,
hard
it's-
to not kind of veer off and just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Everybody's used to it at this point.
Yeah. So you know, our main focus is tint. Obviously, like I said, remote starts. We do electronics. You know what I mean? Car radio is kind of one of them things. I would rather send it out to, like, you know, the guys at Accutech, Ron and Alex over there. Just because the time it takes away from me to do that kind of stuff. It's like window tint's so busy, dude. It's like the return on the investment's way different. Them guys are badasses at it. But we do that. You know, we do remote starts, alarms, anything electronic, lighting, LED lighting, underbody lighting. Ceramic coatings are really big. We do lift kits, leveling kits, lowering kits. Yeah,
Jesus, you do good.
we do everything. So we've lifted a lot of trucks. We've leveled a lot of trucks. We do wheels, tires. I have a full mounting and balancing setup in the shop.
Powder coating?
Powder coating I don't do. Do in Sherrville. Coating Concepts in Sherrville. That's who I use. Jason. And like I said, what's cool about being in this industry, right?
You network.
Is I know everybody.
Yeah, you network.
I always have a guy. That's why I tell you, if I can't do it, I have a guy.
Yeah. That's
It was funny because I got a text earlier from my buddy Jeff Cook. He was like, "Hey man, I know you know everybody. You know anybody with a party bus?" And I'm like, "I need to find a party bus guy. I don't have anybody." Of all the people I know, how do I not have a party bus guy? But I'm not a partier.
Yeah.
You know, I don't drink. I don't. You know, I've never even smoked the green stuff in my life, man.
Me either, yeah.
Never.
Thanks for making me feel like a degenerate.
I've never done it either.
Freedom of choice, man. You know what it was? We were raised by European dads that would have beat you to a pulp if he caught you.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I can understand that. Yeah, my dad's.
My dad was very strict, man. I had a very strict upbringing. Yeah.
My dad. You guys know my dad.
Yeah.
My dad's cool, but like
He still hates me.
Still means business.
he's still, yeah. My dad'll, you know, hey, like I wanted the Camaro. My dad's like, you're gonna pay for it. You buy it. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You go, but you're gonna respect me and respect my name, and that's how it's always been. You know.
So what's crazy, man, is my dad came here when he was 18. You know, as an immigrant. My mom was 100% American. She was born here. So when people ask me what I am, I tell them half Macedonian, half hillbilly. Like, legit. And here's the reason why, because you meet any Macedonians, right?
Yeah.
They're not covered in tattoos.
Nope.
No.
None of them are. They might have one up here underneath their shirt, but it's like
Not
taboo.
visible.
It's
Yeah.
taboo.
They don't.
It's taboo, man.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have them.
It's like when I go to functions, right, and I walk in, everybody looks at me like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
Because a lot of the old timers they haven't seen me since I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
And somebody be like, "Oh, that's so and so's son," and they're like, "Oh, wow." But like, I'm 45 years old. What, my dad gonna tell me I can't get a tattoo? Like, let's be real. So I had a very, 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 very strict traditional upbringing with my dad, where my mom was Americanized. But what's crazy, she learned how to speak Macedonian. She cooked Macedonian food, all self-taught, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so they got married when my mom was 17 years old. She had my brother a month after she got married.
Oh, so you have siblings?
Yeah, I have. So I have an older brother. It's weird. It's weird. So my brother's birthday September 2nd. Mine's the 3rd, and my dad's is the 4th.
Oh wow.
Me and my
That
brother
is
are
weird.
exactly 5 years and 1 day apart.
That is weird.
Isn't that wild?
That's crazy. Yeah.
So when I went to go get a fake ID, it was easy because all of our information matched.
Yeah.
Address was the same. Birthdays were pretty much the same, right? You couldn't
Yeah.
confuse that. Our social security numbers, only the last 2 numbers were different.
Oh wow.
Everything was the same up till that point. So it was like, bro, I was
meant to be?
I was meant to be in the bar at 19. But you know what? It was cool because I did it then
Yeah.
and got it out of my system early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I didn't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And now that I'm, older and recovery takes a lot longer than it used to,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it's when I was 25, I could rip and run and go to home at 5 o'clock and get up for work at 7.
How old do you think I am?
30.
Damn, that's close.
31.
See?
31.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing I explained to my son. Like, bro, I get it. You're going to go out. You're going to enjoy yourself. I did it. I can't tell you no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is the consequences are way worse now.
Oh yeah, they're
way worse.
bad.
And at the end of the day, bro, like, you have Uber now.
Yeah, true.
Nobody should be getting a DUI anymore.
But I feel like at that age, if you've been drinking since you were about 18 or whatever,
My son
you
would
should
never do that.
Yeah, you should know what you should know what you should drink to make sure you don't have like I know exactly what I can drink
Yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
night and not worry about a hangover.
I drink Hennessy when I drink. That's all I drink. I don't
You're
touch no other
disgusting.
alcohol.
You're-
I'm old, man. I'm an old head.
Disgusting.
Old heads drink cognac.
That is
Yeah, they do.
I'm an old foreign man that drinks cognac. That's what we drink.
If you come around Greeks, it's all ouzo.
Ouzo.
Yeah,
Ouzo
that's
and
it.
Lataka, that's all I drink.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either, but it's gross.
Ouzo?
Ouzo tastes like black licorice.
You ever had black licorice? That's all it is.
Nope.
Hey, I got some at the house. You can come over. You guys can come over and have some.
Yeah. So what's funny is my son always led on that I never tried drinking up until I'm old enough. I'm never going to drink. I said, okay, man, cool. So we went to Vegas for his 21st birthday. We were at SEMA at the same time. So his birthday's October 19th. He turned 21. 2 weeks later, we went to SEMA. Me, him, and one of my best friends went. So my buddy's like, dude, I'm going to buy us a round of shots. Let's see how he takes it. Bro, he took it like a champ. Like, bro, that wasn't your first one. I see what you did there.
You're lying to me, bro.
Played the old man. But you know what? He never got in trouble.
All right, Pops, let's go. No.
Yeah, Ranger. You know, but no, man, he's always been a good kid. I've never had
It was one of those moments where it was like, and then Z's looking at him. He's just like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, that was gross. You know, oh.
Z's
like a
just
champ.
like,
Bartender.
Looked at me like you're gonna finish that. You gonna put a nipple on that and nurse it all night, or are you gonna drink it? And I'm just like, wow. All right. Well, wow. Okay. I've partied
that's
longer
good
than you've been
stuff.
alive, kid.
it's bad.
You know.
That is good stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. But it's you know, it's like I said, I had a different upbringing. It was very strict, very like, dude. I can tell you, I haven't had a speeding ticket since 1999.
Knock on wood, I've never had one.
1999, bro.
That's-
That's older than some of the kids I run into with.
I
my
was
cars.
4 years old.
Wow, George. Way to make me feel old.
1995?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that much older than you.
No, you're only a year and some months.
You said you were 3 or 4?
I was 4, or it depends on what month. But March 5th, 1995, I was.
Yeah, last Indiana speeding ticket I had was in 1999, bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, nothing. I've never been in trouble with the law. Well, all right, let me take that back. 2006, I got arrested for drag racing in Lansing.
But see, that
It's Illinois, bro. It don't count. I was in a different state.
Yeah.
As long as you're over the state line, it don't count.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
When I go to Vegas, it don't count.
Oh, so my
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Not always. You can bring some stuff back with you. You
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
You never been out there.
You
No,
ever
I've
been to
never
Vegas
been.
yet, George?
No, never.
Oh, buddy.
Not that I've ever brought back friends with me, but I'm just saying. George,
Okay.
it can happen.
Okay.
This definitely can't happen.
can get
It's
the gift.
easy for it to happen, too.
You can get the gift that keeps on giving, George.
Yeah.
Be
No,
careful.
oh,
Don't get too happy out there.
damn it!
You need to experience it.
Dad,
good time.
Yeah, it
we
definitely is
were
a good
talking
time.
about it.
Yeah, you
I've
need to
done some things
experience
for
it.
the first time out there. I don't want to definitely do again.
They're not made for video or podcast.
Yeah. I will say, though.
You can talk about
I'm
them.
really surprised.
George is
Really
curious.
surprised. I haven't told you.
I think you did. I think you did. Yeah.
It's not my thing, though. Like, tried it once. I'm like, didn't feel it.
No?
Nope. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I've never done any drugs in my life, man.
Nope.
I had a health issue 6 years
Yeah,
ago. got sick.
I wanted to get on that, too, and talk
And
about
I'll touch on it quickly because it's drawn out. It's a long story. I got sick like in probably February of that year, 2018, and just felt like a cold, man. I still kept going to work every day. I was working at Broadway at the time. Just kept going to work every day, you know. Dude, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm like, dude, this is like got to get better at some point, right? So at the same time, like I'm having a bunch of dental work done, right? Getting my grill all moneyed up, you know, whatever. And dude, it was like April, and I went to the dentist and had a root canal done.
Ooh.
And I went home that night, man. And I got home from work. I went to work right after the root canal, right? Went home in the evening and got out of the car, bro, and it felt like somebody kicked me right in the skull. I mean, dude, broadsided my temple with pain. Nonstop, dude. It was like every 5 seconds it would pulse. I was up all night, bro. And this was like, so April, let's just call it 22nd, 23rd, right? I go back to the dentist the next day and I'm like, bro, something's wrong. I haven't slept. So, I mean, almost in tears. My pain tolerance is like, somebody's 5 means nothing to me. I don't feel that. Somebody else's, like my 10 is somebody else's 5,000.
Yeah.
My pain tolerance is insane. I mean, clearly. Like, it's nothing, right? So, and he does x-rays, does all these scans. He's like, dude, I don't see anything. I'm like, all right. But I still had this cold lingering, right? Cough and all this other stuff. I went home. The next day I wake up, dude, I got lockjaw. Can't open my mouth.
Whoa.
Now, mind you, I'm still thinking like there's something wrong with my tooth,
Yeah.
right? I go to the doctor, man, and he's like, or urgent care, whatever it was, North Shore, whatever the hell it was in Portage at the time. And he's like, dude, he sticks that depressor thing in my mouth and just pulls down.
Oh.
He's like, oh, you got tonsillitis. And I'm like, okay. What is it? It's part of the lockjaw? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, whatever. I went home that night, dude. I woke up at like 4 a.m, go to the bathroom. My head was stuck straight down. I couldn't look. I had to keep going like this. My head kept falling.
Oh.
No control over my head at all. From literally here up. Literally, it was like it was dead.
That's scary.
So I panicked, man. I mean, you go fight or flight at that point, right?
Yeah.
You got to think a limb becomes unusable at that point. You freak.
That's
It's
scary.
part of your everyday life, and you're looking down at the ground,
Yeah.
and you're looking up, and it's just literally falling back down. So I was, with my ex at the time, and I was like, yo, we got to go to the hospital. And I'm not a doctor guy. I don't go to the doctor for all that crazy stuff. Not crazy stuff, but it's just not me. So it drives me to the hospital, and they take me in the emergency room. They draw my blood and this and that, and I'm sitting there, and the guy's like, well, you got to go upstairs to a room. And I'm like, okay, just shrugging because I really can't talk. I have lockjaw at this point, right?
Yeah.
Take me up to a room, and I remember them sedating me, and I'm like coming in and out. So like I'd wake up, and she would be there. Obviously, I wake up, my brother's standing there. Wake up again, my dad's standing there, and all of a sudden my friends are standing there. I'm like, why are these people? Man, I'm thinking like, why are these people here?
Yeah.
Mind you, they put me in a room at 6 a.m., bro. It's now 8 p.m. I lost the entire track for an entire day.
Yeah.
So I look up, and there's this doctor standing there with this nurse next to him. He's like, can you hear me? I'm like, he's like, I have to get you breathing. And I'm like, what's he talking about? In my head, I'm processing all these thoughts, and then I realize I'm concentrating on breathing. I'm going,
Oh God.
like gasping for air. And I'm like, oh my God, now I see why all these people are here, right? I'm freaking out. He's like, you have two options. Option one, I have to break your jaw and tube you. The problem is I don't know how swollen you are. So if I tube you, it could actually bust through.
Oh.
Option two is I'm allergic to penicillin, which is like the strongest antibiotic there is, right?
Yeah.
I got to load you with penicillin. And if it works, cool. If it don't, and you have allergic reaction, I can inject you with a steroid that'll counteract the penicillin. Then we're back to option one. And I'm like, bro, option two, baby, let's do it. So they stick me in ICU. I was in there for 36 hours, and I didn't react to the penicillin, dude.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I did not want a broken jaw.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
So they put me back up in a room, just monitoring everything, right? They have no clue what's going on at this point.
Yeah.
CT scans or whatever. They're sending me down for all these tests. And every time they stick me in this machine, like, you got to put your arms above your head. Well, dude, every time I did, I would suffocate. Couldn't breathe. Dude, my eyes would start watering. Like, you got to hold your breath. I'm like,
I can't breathe. Yeah.
now, mind you, by day 4 or 5, the lockjaw's gone.
Yeah.
Right? And, dude, my whole neck was swollen when I went in. It was cellulitis that started in my jaw.
Oh.
Okay? Started here and just literally started going through. So penicillin started clearing all that up, and I started to feel fine. You know what I mean? But they couldn't figure out why my white blood cell count was still so elevated. You're talking like 45, 50,000, which is like 4 or 5 times the healthy person's levels.
Jesus.
Insane.
Yeah.
But I felt fine until they'd take me for a scan, and I couldn't breathe. So I lift my arms up. It was what it was is the pressure from my lung cavities were so infected, it was collapsing my lung. No. So this one was already done at this point. Nobody has a clue yet. This one, it's collapsing, which is the only good one. You can live with one lung.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was collapsing the good one at that point.
Oh, boy.
So I couldn't breathe. Nobody ever paid attention to anything I said. They just kept running all these tests and checking all these things. Dude, for 11 days, nobody looked at my lungs the entire time. Nobody made note of the fact that I couldn't breathe when my arms were up, right? So obviously it's something with your respiratory system.
Yeah.
You still couldn't talk to like tell them. Like,
No, so at that point I could. The lockjaw was gone. And I'm telling like, I told lady, because she's like, why do you have tears running out of your eyes? I'm like, I literally just held my breath for 10 seconds because I literally was suffocating. You know, when you hold your breath and you can take your full lungs in, like you can hold your breath for 8, 10 seconds, normal human being, no big deal. But like when it's constricted and all of a sudden you're locked and you're like, you're airlocked. So,
God, that is terrible.
yeah, dude, it was crazy. So finally I'm like, you know what? Just send me home, bro. If you guys can't figure it out, I'm not going to sit here, you know?
You guys are taking all this money from me and you can't
it's
figure
like,
it.
dude, send me home. So it was crazy, man. Like, you know, when you're in the hospital, they have the general doctor that comes in every day. How are you feeling today? This and that.
What's your pain at? And all that.
What's your pain level? This and that. Now, mind you, at this point, dude, they had me pumped with painkillers every 4 hours for 11 days straight. But it was 4 hours. Every 4 hours was Dilaudid.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of Dilaudid. It's basically about as strong as heroin, basically. You're talking, it's in micro doses, right? But still enough to make you high as a kite.
Yeah.
And then Norco, opposite that every 2 hours.
Yeah.
So Dilaudid noon, Norco 2, Dilaudid 4, Norco 6. It was nonstop. So I never slept. I was just high as a kite all the time, bro. And it wasn't enjoyable, but it was whatever. I didn't feel any pain, right?
That's all. Yeah, that's all that matters.
At that point,
sometimes.
you're comfortable.
Yeah.
So I told dude, I'm like, just send me home, man. He's like, well, you know, I'll let you go home, but I want to check your lungs first. Nobody's looked at your lungs since you came here.
Smart guy, yeah. Thank God.
But here's me thinking, dude, my lungs are fine. I'm sure they've looked at them. Excuse me. So I go down there. I told my brother, I said, when I come back, we're out. And he's like, all right. So he sat there and waited, him and my girlfriend I was with at the time sat there. And I come back and I start putting my clothes on. The doctor walks in. He's like, you need to get back into bed. And I'm like, what? He's like, you need to get back into bed. And I'm like, why? He's like, you're not going home. And I'm like, so some thoracic specialist comes in, which is like your midsection, And he's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel fine. He's like, you breathing okay? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, it's really weird. Pulls out his iPad and he's playing it, dude. And you don't see my right lung at all. It's gone. Like, it's not even there. It looks like a pencil.
Oh,
like, where's my lung? He's like, your lung's been totally collapsed this entire time because your lung cavity was so infected. It was literally just taking your lung and just collapsing it.
Oof.
Okay. I'm like, so what do we do? He's like, well, what you're going to do is I'm going to drain it. I'm going to drain the lung cavity, the infection. I'm like, all right, how do we do that? He's like, you're going to turn on the side of the bed, 90 degrees, hang your feet off the bed, put your hands like this, and lay your head down on your TV tray. I go in from behind with a needle right through your rib cage, and I drain it. I said, okay. Where? When? He goes, right now. Brings in this machine, ultrasound machine, because they have to watch it.
Yeah.
Dude, it looked like a number 2 pencil going in my back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Did they numb you at least?
Topically, just so you don't feel the slit, because the needle's so, like, kind of blunt and big, it can't poke through your skin, so they cut your skin to push through. And dude, when I tell you, you feel every millimeter of that thing moving through you. And it goes in between your ribs, so now he's in your lung cavity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could just feel him shaking. And I'm sitting there, dude, tears are rolling out of my eyes. I'm sitting there, I'm like, and you can't move. What are you going to do? You can't stand up, you can't jump. This guy's got a needle on your back.
Oh, God, dude.
So he gets done, and I said, how was everything? And he's like, well, good news is I got about a half a liter of fluid out. The problem is that's probably not even 20% of it. I can't get the rest of it. It was loculated, dude. It was everywhere. It was, so it was, if it's in the back only or on the side, like they can approach it, but dude, it was everywhere. He's like, dude, I can't. There's nothing I can do. You need to have surgery. Bro, I've never been operated on I've never had a stitch in my entire life at this point. I'm 39 years old.
Hey, that's
never been
good.
cut open in my entire life, dude.
That's good.
Right? Thankful. Like I've cut my fingers wide open before and just electrical tape and some paper towel and
it's
money.
never-
Yeah, duct tape. Yeah,
Scars all over my hands.
Typical mechanic stuff.
Yeah, blue shop towel and electrical tape, you know? And he's like, the surgeon will be in here a little bit. I'm like, okay. So this guy walks in, bro. He's literally 5'5". He's the size of my dad. Little Italian guy. He's like 70 years old.
Is it Mario?
Literally look like him. Mustache and all, you know? Oh, no, he was coming in the next day. Well, this dude had irritated my lung cavity so bad that dude, within 2 hours, I couldn't breathe.
Oh,
They had to put
no.
me on oxygen and everything. I literally was writing on a marker board, dude, what I wanted to say to people, because I literally went from being able to speak to nothing. Because the infection had just started raging at that point.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Yeah. So I'm literally writing everything down. So this dude comes in the next day. It was a Sunday, I remember. And he's like, it's crazy. I don't remember last Sunday, but I can tell you that Sunday.
Well, it's a life-changing
Right?
experience.
So he comes
yeah.
in and he's like, how are you feeling? I'm like,
You can't
he's like,
talk.
can you talk? I'm like, he's like, okay, you're just going to listen to me. I'm like,
I got nothing else
like,
to
you need
do.
to have a surgery. And it's a very long road to recovery. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, right? I'm thinking in my head, like, how? So my brother was like, well, how bad is it? And he's like, well, at 39 years old, he'll be the youngest patient I've ever had this surgery on.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh, what?
what are you
Really?
talking about, right? So it's called a thoracotomy with decortation. What they do is they follow your rib line from literally here and go all the way up your back. Then they take those things and they spread your back open, right? So you're peeled wide open so you can see right down your lung cavity.
yeah.
And then they grab with tongs and they're peeling the inside of your lung cavity in layers.
Oh.
He goes, think about it like an onion. When you peel an onion, what happens? Everything starts to drain. Well, then you have drain tubes that are in the bottom, 2 of them coming out. They were literally, 1-inch hoses, let's say 3/4 1-inch hoses, that drained everything into a container. So he's like, yeah, I mean, and I'm just going to be brash here and say it. The survival rate's not very good because it's mostly older people he does it on.
Yeah.
Elderly people because they get pneumonia. That's how it all
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah.
He does that surgery. Well, when you're older, you're not as active, right? So you're at home, you're in a nursing home, you're in, an extended care home or whatever, and everything just starts to shut down. Your body starts pushing fluid back into your lung and all this crazy stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm freaking out. So I went in the hospital with sepsis, which was already killing people at this point for years,
Yeah.
right? Started
Yes.
shutting your organs down one by one. I beat that. Now I've got this surgery I've got to go through. So, I'm trying to stay positive, but at the same time, it's like,
It's scary.
it's hard, man. You're
Yeah,
scared. You're going to
dude.
go under a knife and not know if you come back out of it.
Yeah.
Or if, that's the risk you take with any surgery. You
Yeah.
go under, you might not come back. Or do you recover and then something happens down the road? So they scheduled the surgery, and he was like, today's Sunday. He's like, I don't have anything available till Friday, but you can't sit that long. I'm going to do the surgery on Tuesday. I'm going to bump my Tuesday to Friday. And I was like, okay. So they took me down. Like I said, never been through a surgery in my life, bro. I remember they took me in there. They slide me from one bed to another, start counting backwards from 100. I don't remember 95.
Dude, you're out.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
2
wake
surgeries,
up.
bud.
There's a lady sitting at the foot of the bed, and I'm like, hi. She's like, hi. Mind you, at this point, I could talk.
Yeah.
But it's still not clicking that I could speak, right? Like, no words are coming out. And she's like, how do you feel? I go, I feel fine. Are they going to start? She's like, honey, they're done. And I'm like, what do you mean they're done? She's like, your family's out in the waiting room waiting. And I'm like, what time is it? Now, mind you, they took me back at 11. I looked at the clock, but it was 8 p.m.
Damn.
I'm like, how long was I in surgery? She's like, 7.5 hours.
Jesus.
And I looked down, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can talk.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, how do you feel? I don't get like, some people get sick, like after they've been like
That happened to me once.
anesthesia. I didn't feel nothing. So I'm like, holy shit, like I can talk, So I was like excited, like there was like tears of joy, you know what I mean? But dude, you want to talk about a recovery? I walked on a cane for almost a month. I went in the hospital, I was 237 pounds. I came out at 170.
Yeah.
I
I
couldn't eat.
remember.
And then the worst part was, dude, beating the addiction to painkillers.
Yep.
So I beat that, bro, and I withdrew for 11 days, man. When I went back to the hospital because the pain was so bad, I didn't know what it was. I've never withdrawn before. I'd never done anything.
Yeah.
Right? Advil's like the worst thing I've ever taken, which is nothing.
Yeah.
The doctor hands me another script for Vicodin, bro. And he was like, he didn't tell me, the nurse did, and thank you to her, wherever she is, and if you remember me, that's cool.
Yeah.
She was like, honey, you're withdrawing. And I'm like, so what is that for? She's like, I have to give it to you. What you do with it is up to you. But that's what you're going through. Now, mind you, that wasn't the diagnosis, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pump them out, let them go, just keep filling it, So I walked out, bro. I ripped that prescription up and withdrew for another 11 days. It was miserable, bro. You want to talk about every emotion, every bodily fluid you can imagine coming out of your body, puking. I mean, everything.
Jesus.
Sad, happy, angry. You're irritable, And from that day forward, man, I said, you know what? Never again.
Yeah.
So I get the whole addiction thing, right? I get it 100%. And I get how it can take hold of you, man.
Yeah.
But for me, it was willpower because I've watched so many people around me succumb to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've watched people literally just throw their lives away over it, man. And it's a choice when you start,
Yeah.
but it's not a choice anymore when you continue. It's hard to quit, and some people don't have a support system. Some people have never seen what it's like for somebody to struggle through that, so they don't know what the end result is of it. You get hooked so far gone. That's why they call it getting hooked on the dragon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what happens. And thankfully I had that willpower. It was like, I want better for me. I want better for my kids.
Yeah.
Congrats on getting past that, dude.
Yeah, man. 'Cause a lot of people struggle with it. I get
Yeah.
it. I have family members that struggle with it.
I had.
After they told me the story when I was working at NTV and I seen Z show up, I was just so glad to see him. I went up to him, shook his hand. I'm like, dude,
Man, listen, what happened, bro? I had all black hair.
yeah.
Really?
Shit turned me gray. Yeah, man.
I don't think I ever seen you with black hair.
I used to dye it though. Hey, but look, my hair's still, my hair's still money.
I think it was the first time I seen what I had on.
You're right. That'll probably be the only time because I wear a hat every single day.
I feel honored.
So when my buddies, bust my chops, like, oh, look at all that gray hair. I'm like, but there's a difference between me and you. I got a full head of hair. You're bald. Yeah, man.
Calm down.
Oh, dude, it was,
bald talk, man.
I remember Calvin was telling me, like, dude, he's like, yeah, Z, you got,
It was bad, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've never been scared of death in my life until that point.
I was curious what was going on. Social media. That's the only way. Like,
correct. Yeah.
I saw it and everything. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, I hope you're all right.
Yeah, and it was cool because like a bunch of my old school buddies banded together and did, they had a benefit for me and a GoFundMe and all this stuff. And bro, would you still believe people still ran their mouths after that?
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy, dude.
I went on vacation 3 months after surgery, went to Nashville with my girlfriend at the time. I needed to get away, bro. I was stuck here. Like I was still in recovery. I could walk at that point without a cane, still winded doing certain things, right?
Yeah.
But it was like I could resume somewhat of a normal life. And dude, people still ran their mouths.
That's crazy to me, bro.
Like a near-death. Dude, I heard everything from, I faked it.
What? How do you?
Bro, I've got an 11-inch scar on my back that'll prove otherwise, right? People faked it. I faked it. I only did it for the money. Like, bro, you think I wanted to die for 25, 30 grand? Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
And I donate to everybody's thing, bro. I donate to everything, bro. Even like strangers. If you were to share something, somebody needed help with money, like
Yeah.
GoFundMe, bro, I donate, like, because people did it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was like you said, you have all this positivity, bro, and then you've got that negative.
Yeah. There's
And
always
at the
gonna be
time,
that.
I let it get to me. I let it consume me, and I was just like, why do people feel this way about me? And then it was like, I hit that snap, and I was like, bro, I don't give up anymore.
Yeah,
You could have said it.
Nah,
yeah,
you know,
could have said it.
respectful. You know,
I just didn't want to.
you're making less work for Kevin.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's crazy because it's just like you go through so much in life. Like we were saying earlier, everybody's got a story.
Oh, yeah.
Yours is different than mine. Mine's different than his, and everybody you come across is different. And you don't know the battles people deal with, man.
Mm-hmm.
People have issues. People, whether it be drugs or alcohol or porn, whatever it might be. George, why'd you act like that, bro? That was like an admission of guilt.
Whoa.
He's like, wait. He's like, did my dad tell you?
Damn.
Oh, man, George. Damn, bro.
All right. Podcast over. I gotta go.
It was like an admission of guilt. He was like, oh,
Oh, damn, how'd he find out?
thought I was talking to Jim over there, huh?
Shit. What the heck, Dad? None of it's true. I swear.
Yeah, sorry, Dad. But no, man, that's the thing, bro. It's like we all come from a different background. You know what I'm saying? We're all cut from a different cloth, right? And
Very true.
It's no, dude. I can't. No, that makes me mad that people would say that you did it on purpose. Or,
that's
you know.
just jealousy, bro.
I don't understand
We know
people.
all that
dude. Like,
matters is that you beat it. You know that.
That's it,
Exactly.
man. That's it.
Either once you beat something like that, nothing else. You know.
Jealousy turns into envy, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Very true.
So those same people that were knocking it, and then a year later, I start doing this, and it's like people become envious, and you're still hearing the same rumors. They're disseminating rumors all over the place, and it's just like, oh, you use this money for this and that. Bro, I can use that money for whatever I wanted. It was raised for me,
yeah.
right? At the end of the day, it was raised for me.
Yeah.
I didn't work for 5 months, dude. And the cool thing about working at Broadway was they still paid me. They paid me the whole time, dude, which they didn't have to do.
Yeah.
It's a mom and pop family owned business. You know what I'm saying? They still paid me, dude. So I still talk to them to this day. There's no bad blood there.
Yeah.
I stood up in the owner's son's wedding. You know what I mean? After the fact.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like, dude, I run my life a certain way. I'm humble, number one.
Yeah.
I don't, like, we talk about all the cars and whatever. You guys would have never known that stuff, right? You would never know about all the cars I owned and what I've done and what you've seen, right? And that's like I told you earlier, like social media is cool for what you want people to see.
Yeah.
I don't post my entire life on there because not everybody's happy for you.
Yeah. That's crazy. 'Cause I say that on every post that I post when I do a video. At the end of every sentence, I stay humble, guys.
You
See
have
next
to,
time.
man.
Yeah.
Because
Have
you
to.
might be up here today and get knocked down tomorrow, man.
Yep.
That same ladder you climbed up, the same ladder you might have climbed back down one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for what? Like, what did you do it all for? You looked down on people as you were going up, but for what? It's
Preaching to the choir. Preach it.
Listen, man, I get it, bro. And that's one thing about me is my character from George has known me 10 years. From then till now hasn't changed. Legit, I'm the same dude. I talk the same, I act the same, I dress the same. Okay? I'm not into Gucci, Louis, and all this Prada, and I'm not into none of that, man. I buy shoes, which we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Right? I've got 90, 100 pairs of Jordans sitting in my office in my house. I have my own home. I have cars, and I just live a normal life, dude.
Yeah.
I legit live a normal life.
Normal life, low key life.
Dude, that's why I moved to Lowell.
Yeah.
Nobody's there.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I want to move to
Nobody's
Lowell.
ever in the neighborhood.
Yes, I want to move to Lowell.
Right?
Babe,
So for
we
me
need
to
move
get to Crown
Lowell.
Point, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If I moved to Crown Point, my house would have been nonstop people. But moving to Lowell, nobody ever goes to Lowell because they want to go to Tractor Supply,
Nope.
right? Even though we
They
just got a Tractor
just
Supply.
put over there.
They did. Now they're getting ready to open John Deere factory there.
Is that big building off of Route 2?
So that's a refrigeration building they're putting there.
Oh.
Across to, John Deere's building a full manufacturing facility.
Oh.
Yeah,
See,
they're
the
gonna
more you
hire-
know.
I think they said they're going to use like 500-600 employees, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's going to be a full manufacturing facility.
John Deere.
Hey,
Lowell's coming up, baby.
go ahead and bring me my parts for my loader.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. My loader's down for 2 weeks now, and I'm really pissed about it. And I got to be in a small little.
You were
loader
in a
trying to-
tiny one,
yes,
yeah.
today, and I got to do that all week, next week,
Yeah.
and feed the fucking plant.
Yeah.
Just nonstop.
But that's the thing, dude. It's like, I fly under the radar with everything, man. Like, things I've achieved in my life. Like, you look at my Facebook, legit, you can look all day long, and good luck finding a post about business. My business page is loaded with it.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
That's
you just
what
keep keep everything
there's a
separate.
personal page and then there's a
Separate, bro.
business page.
I have two separate lives, man.
So then with the, because I try to keep that separate, but like when I post something on my Facebook page and it pops up on my actual Facebook page, I just share it just to keep it
I
spread.
don't do any of that.
You don't do any of that, really?
No. Absolutely not. Now, in my growth, yes. So in my first few months, yes, I was trying to grow something, right? And in growth, you're gonna do that, right? Because you want to get the name out there. You want to. Let's be honest. You're not promoting a name. You're promoting a brand.
Yeah.
You're a brand.
Yeah.
Right. Liquid Therapy is a brand. It's not like this is my podcast. Me and my buddy George. It's a brand. You want people to know you by your brand.
Yeah.
Same with me. There's shops everywhere. There are shops popping up and going down and popping up and coming back down again. And you know what I worry about? I don't ever worry about none of my competitors and what they're doing. I worry about what goes on in these four walls. That's my only concern every day. So when somebody says, so-and-so, is that your competitor? No. I work with 90% of these guys.
Yeah.
Right? So I have relationships with almost all of them. Some, yes. Some are, most are great. Some are, I'll just keep my distance and I'm good. You know? But if I get another shop called and says, hey, I need to borrow film, dude, come get it. It's yours.
Yeah.
Just bring it back.
Yeah.
I don't care, bro.
See, there's not that many left. Many people left.
That's
in this
that's that
world,
old school mentality, though.
Yeah.
Or it's like, and it's like some people always want interest above it too. Like, oh yeah, I just want my film back, and then give me, such and such a role
Or
or
I see
whatever.
like on Facebook, bro, you see guys posting like, I'm the best, nobody's better. We're the best in Northwest Indiana, bro. You don't never see my shop post anything like that.
Yeah.
You know why? There's always somebody better,
Oh yeah.
right? No matter what you do in life, there's always somebody better.
Yeah.
You'd rather learn off of them. Than
Yeah, and for me, like, honestly, dude, I learned how to tint from Louis in 2009. He's the one that taught me how to tint windows.
Does he still own Cartex over
Yeah,
there?
he's still there. But it's like, that's who taught me, you know what I'm saying? So we still talk. We trade material if need be. If he needs something or I need something, same thing with the guys at Accutech. They need something, they call me. I need something, I call them. Like, I have a relationship with a lot of these guys because we've all been in the industry for so long.
It's good business.
Yeah, it is, 100%. You know, and then you got guys that pop up and the word goes around, they're going to take everything from you. That's cool. Let them have fun.
Yeah.
It's a big race. There's enough pie for everybody, bro. We can all eat.
Yeah.
I'm not greedy. I don't want it all, but for us, the process is so streamlined now that we can achieve 12, 15 cars a day.
I still can't. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. And, here's the thing. So people are like, oh, it's a slaughter shop. He doesn't care about what goes out. Listen, there's nobody cares more than I do. I'll put money on that. I'm very picky when it comes to work that goes out of my building. You look at my reviews on Google or whatever. Are they perfect? No. It's a 4.8 on 195 reviews. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's teetering like 4.899999.
Yeah.
Like it's almost at that 4.9 mark, but Google's really stingy about that.
Yeah.
You actually have to physically hit 4.9 before they'll change it. They don't round up.
Yeah.
But times issues do happen.
Yeah.
Right? I take care of it, man. I literally I will have the part here. I will have the part on order. When the customer comes back, I explain the situation. Listen, your part's on order. If it's going to be a full day process, I'll have a rental car for you. Blah, 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 blah. And they're just like, I can't even be mad.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Instead of trying to hide a problem. And then they go out and they're like, hey, this happened in my car. Like, you guys didn't say anything. Now, are there instances where that does happen? Yes.
You get so packed up, so busy.
Is it a 50-50 gray area, whether it was there or not? Yes. 100% it was.
Yeah.
But if my guys see the damage, they tell me, we load it into our system, the picture's in there.
Yeah.
Hey, this wasn't there. Yes, it was. It was documented. My guys, are they machines? No, they're humans, right? So things might get looked over.
Yeah.
Or it might have been there and the customer or the employee never noticed it. So now they notice it now and you're like, okay, well, it's a gray area here at this point.
Yeah.
I'll just take care of it and it is what it is.
Which I can see why people say like, oh, this wasn't here before. And no, like you said, you're
never paid attention to it before.
Until you get like a window tint, like, oh, it looks good. Like,
now it looks obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks obvious now. I notice it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
crazy.
like
compressor.
I just had an issue a few weeks ago and it was things happen. Right? Tesla, we tinted it. It was a Saturday.
Yeah.
And the door got bumped. And on those, you have to like trick the latch for the window step, kind of like Camaros are.
Yeah.
The window drops up and down. When we tint those, we have to open the door and hit the latch so the window goes up. We had every precaution in place, dude. And one of my guys walked by and the door bumped and it literally just swung. What happens is it's a laminated window, so it's double pane.
Yeah.
So they don't shatter, they just crack. They'll crack the window. And it nicked the trim piece, dude. I mean, the finest nick ever. But I ordered the trim piece. So I literally went through the painstaking process of being a Tesla parts dealer, which is virtually impossible.
Yes.
Everything I heard was 12 to 18 months. I had it done in 9 days.
Oh,
I
wow.
emailed every channel you can imagine, and in 9 days they had my account created. I ordered the parts, had them shipped here. I received the trim piece on Tuesday. The door glass came today. I scheduled her appointment scheduled for next Tuesday. I'm giving her my Alfa Romeo for the day to drive. So it's literally a full seamless process for her.
Yeah.
Legit seamless. When she came in and I explained it to her, bro, the nicest lady you could imagine, because I took all of the frustration out of it at that point, right?
Yeah.
The window wasn't, I told him, like, listen, it's not going to fall in. The crack's going to come out and go down because it literally just started to crack. It's going to come out and it's going to go to the bottom where it'll end. And it's fine. You can still roll it up and down. It ain't going nowhere. It's laminated. It's not going to fall in on you. And, bro, just the nicest lady you could imagine. We kept her updated. Hey, this is the update. We're waiting on the parts. And door glass showed up today, blah, blah. Here's the appointment for Tuesday. And it's like, dude, you took all the frustration and confusion out of it for me.
Yeah.
What's there to yell about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Now, mind you, it's a $500 L on my part and parts on a $200 job. But at the end of the day, bro, she's still happy.
Yeah.
And she's going to come back.
That's good customer service.
You're not going to win all of them.
That's good.
You're not going to win all of them. And it goes back with tint also, right? So I'll make this one quick as well. But expectations of window tint are, it's perfect. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's a film you're putting on glass that gets transferred from one surface to another, right? So it comes off a roll, whether it gets hand cut or cut in a machine, which we can all do both, right? If the machine cuts it out, it goes to a big, blank easel that we set them up on, put them on the car, you shrink them back, lay it back on the car. So as you wet it on this board, you literally carry it to here to the car, right? There's still a transfer process there.
Yeah.
Airborne. I mean, this
So
isn't a
it's gonna get
surgery
on it,
room.
yeah.
No.
It's a window tint shop.
Yeah.
My floors are cleaned every Saturday. We wash the walls once a month. I have 2 8-foot fans in the ceiling that move air constantly.
Yeah.
So dust is minimal, but it's there. But you get some people where it's like their expectation is like perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll reiterate it once, like, listen, you have to understand it's a film going on glass. But if they're not happy and something needs to be redone, and if they feel it wants to be redone, I feel like I really, cool, I'm good with it. That's fine. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's fine. I'll redo it for you. Just letting you know, it may come out the same. It may come out better. There's a possibility of worse,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to redo a window 7 times for a speck of dust. It's
Yeah.
just not going to happen. It's just reality.
Yeah, those are the Karens.
I tell you what, though, like,
There's all kinds to make the world go around, man.
I tell you what, anytime I'm going to get my window tint, though, I'm always going to go to Z, because Z is the only one I know that will get the tint as close to the edge of the window as he can. You ever seen the other shops where like there's like a huge gap or
there's
something?
There's some that are still like
Yeah.
that much.
But
There's some, and and I appreciate that, George. But and there's a lot of good tinters out there.
No,
There's
yeah.
a lot. There's a lot. One of my guys, Steve, really good tinter. Dude, when he got here, he didn't know nothing. So we built him up over the last 4.5 years. Where, I mean, he can do tint, he can do ceramic coatings, he can do lighting, he can do lift kits, lowering kits. I mean, mount wheels and tires balance. I've shown him a lot, and he already had a mechanical background. So for him, it was like, you hand somebody an instruction sheet that says, here, put this lift on.
Yeah.
As long as they can read instructions, they're money, right?
Yep.
You know what tools are tools. And there's like I said, there's guys in all across Northwest Indiana that are awesome tinters.
Yeah.
We all have different strengths. We all have different expectations, and and some of the guys are humble as I am, and some are just really arrogant and think they own the tint world. And it's like, bro, relax, calm down. It ain't that serious.
yeah.
It ain't that serious, homie. Like, there's enough business for everybody.
Yeah.
And just make your money and be happy. Whatever you feel you're content with making, that's cool. I don't sweat that, like the guy with the Cybertruck earlier, the one we did, when I showed you the video of, like, the thing was dope. Tinted the whole windshield, huge windshield, 5 foot by 5 foot, damn near.
Couldn't see anything in there. Bro.
No, we did the whole windshield, did the doors, the sides, whatever. And he had went and got a quote at another tin shop, which, by all means, man, shop. I shop around for everything I buy.
Yeah.
Even supplies for here, I shop around,
Yeah.
And when you carry film, everybody usually carries an entry level, which is like they call it just a carbon, right? Then you have carbon ceramic, which is like a mix of ceramic and carbon, so it's like a hybrid film. Then you have a premium, which there's not many shops that carry a premium because the cost of it's so high.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they buy these newer cars, they're seeing now that, like, hey, we want this premium film. Well, you call this guy, he doesn't have it. You call this guy, he doesn't have it. Then you call the one guy who says, my mid grade's the same. It's not. It's not. I can show you guys on the heat box. The performance is insane.
Yeah.
And it's like you get people that want that. So now that sets you apart from 80% of the other guys out there because they don't have that third grade. And dude, trust me, for 3 years I wouldn't carry it. I would
carry it now.
I do carry it now. But when you're talking,
It's going to be more.
it's $1,000 for a roll of film,
How long is a roll of film?
100 feet.
What?
Yes, it's 40 inches wide, 100 feet long. It's $1,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you take that and make a mistake with it. It's a $40 or $50 mistake on one door. You know.
Jesus.
But there's also a cost that comes with it on the retail end of it as well. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? You're paying for premium product. You're paying for premium warranty, everything. You know what I mean? Performance. So it's like when I did this, I wanted every experience to be different for what people are used to, right? I've dealt with auto repair shops. I've dealt with window tint shops and every kind of shop, wheel and tire shops. I've dealt with everything you can imagine over these years I've been in cars. And having a dedicated person that literally does nothing but answer the phone, check customers in, qualify customers, talk to the customers, figure out what they want, what their needs are, check them in, check them out. Literally, dude, she handles everything. Phone, social media, email, Google. Her job is literally one I would not want to do every day.
See, that's what I need. I'm tired of the social media stuff.
I thought Kira was doing it.
She does all the. She just does the descriptions.
Oh, okay.
When I post them on YouTube.
So when you think about it, right, everywhere you go, unless it's like a retail operation like Mavis or whatever, you're usually dealing with somebody that is in the back working on a car. So he comes out, the interaction's usually very short because he's in the back working on a car, bro, and you're slowing his day down.
Yeah.
And it's no offense, it's just, I know getting pulled off a job, it sucks. It's like you're in the middle of something, somebody's like, hey, this guy wants to talk to you. I'm like,
especially if you're commission based
Yeah.
and you're sitting there trying to have a conversation with somebody, you're like, dude, like, I don't mean to be rude, but my money is sitting right here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm only going to get paid for 2 hours on this, and I'm on, like, an hour 45, and I still got 20 minutes to go, but you're taking up my time, you know?
So for me, it was like I had to have somebody there that would handle all of that, right? And just run it.
Yeah.
I literally don't get involved up here. I don't think 90% of the people come here even know I own the place. Unless they know me, like they don't know I own the place. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the back working. And she runs the entire gig, man, and handles it all and just keeps everything running smooth. She does all the scheduling, all the pricing. She does everything. So me, I'm just kind of like hands off with that portion. Yeah. That's like the most irritating part for me.
I understand.
You know what I mean? I mean, she answers 40 to 50 phone calls a day.
Jesus.
Z probably sweats when she wants to go on vacation. He's like, oh, God.
Oh, no, bro. We all have the same 2 weeks off every year. Everybody gets 2 weeks paid vacation.
Oh, nice.
They're off the week of Memorial Day, week of Labor Day. Because I'm not managing around her being off. One of the guys, like, I can pick up a workload, you know what I mean? But her, like, no, I want no part of that job, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's stressful. But that was the experience, was that somebody come in dedicated to helping, that she can help them, and the guys just stay in the back working. It's what I wanted.
Yeah.
That was the original intention, and then it was just, we kept getting, busier, so I had to hire more tinners and stuff. But we've grown, and the process has changed 10,000 times.
I'll believe it.
I mean, I don't think a process is ever going to be perfect. So I mean, the fact that you have a crew that can adapt to change and that's great.
You're always going to find a break in the process. You know? There's going to be a break somewhere. And even if it happens once in 3 years, it's still a break in the process.
Yeah.
So you fix it, and you know exactly what to do.
Yeah, and given like nowadays is like having people who are willing to like adapt and handle the situation like that is very hard to come by.
Let's just talk about showing up to work in general.
And in general, yeah. You know,
we were talking about that earlier, right? They show up to work every day. They're on time.
Yeah.
They work all day long. And if they're here past 5:30, they're not going, it's time to go.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we got to finish this. That's it.
Yeah, they're all, they get paid by the hour. They get paid overtime. And it's.
See, sometimes for me, sometimes for me, like we talked about earlier. Yeah. That 6 days a week you get burnt out.
You did. It takes a toll on you, bro.
It did.
Absolutely.
Like today, I'm like, I usually get out at 4:30. As soon as it got 4 o'clock, I'm like, yep, I'm out. All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I parked my machine, did my paperwork. I'm out. I was out of there at 4:20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, you're leaving? Yeah, leave me alone. I gotta go.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is like, I remember, when I worked at other places, like they didn't want to do no sponsorships or donate gift baskets or whatever. Dude, I do all of that.
That's good.
So I sponsored a Crown Point police car.
Really?
My logo was on the back of it for 4 years. Literally, you can't miss.
cool.
It's a big FTB on the bottom right corner of the gate.
That is
Oh
cool.
wow.
Softball teams, cheerleading teams. I mean, Wheeler, like anybody that reaches out to me, dude, I'll usually sponsor.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, these are children. You know what I mean? They're
Oh,
children,
dang,
bro.
it's only
It
children.
helps them. Like you look at like pictures of like softball players on the wall, and that's
Yeah.
Crown Point softball, and got another one back there, Ducks Unlimited, and whatever, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, anything to help the community out.
That's exactly what it is. And
yeah.
even if it's not in my immediate community, like you know, Wheeler's not down the street. That's a bit of a rip.
true.
Yeah.
But still, they reached out, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Maryville contacted me today for a car show they're doing in August, September. I sponsored that. You know, Maryville, the FOP's putting it on. I think September 21st or something.
We got to go.
Yeah.
Have your
I
car
want
ready.
to say it's September 21st.
I think that's the same day as the.
14th.
Oh, it's the 14th.
Sapper 6. Oh, your bike. Oh, if you keep your bike.
Oh, you know he's selling it.
Yeah, I know, but he said it's
I
already
feel like
sold.
that was a dig.
Yeah. That's for the porn. But no, the Sapper 6 Memorial Ride on September 14th.
I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, if you still had your bike, but you said you probably had it sold. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
we'll see.
there's a huge ride on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For honoring the Sapper 6, they were killed in action. But
I can't wait for that one. I'm getting special
That's when
shirts made.
September 14th?
yeah,
Special shirts, special koozies. Like I put in a big freaking order.
yeah.
Big order.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting paid
So-
for any of this stuff that I've been doing so
Yeah,
far.
same. It's not like we're getting kickback for anybody
Yeah.
I've mentioned
Like,
or
this
like
is-
businesses I've tossed out there. It's just these are
It's just giving back.
yeah,
That's
it's
all
people
it
in the
is,
community
you know?
that we that we're networked with and we do business with and partner
you
up
know?
with on some things.
Support your community grows. That's how
yeah,
it goes.
absolutely. It's what they say, right?
Yeah, I
I'm
guess.
excited. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking, man, just now what ran across my brain?
What?
George with this porn problem probably wouldn't be doing very good in Vegas. He'd have a
Jesus
problem.
Christ! I don't have.
I think it'd be a struggle, man.
I got him back, and now he had to go. Oh, what up? That's how it worked.
Okay, George, just wait.
I
I'll
got
wait
you,
for a
George.
moment.
I know you too. You know,
I know your weak spot.
you 10 years. You know.
Oh, I'm gonna make a shirt out of that.
Oh no.
The porn is my soft spot.
I'll just wait until the event, George.
He's gonna drop this
I
microphone.
want to have it hanging up right there with your picture.
Ah,
next to
with
it.
the Sapper 6 Memorial Ride. Come on.
Dude, we should
Oh,
get
those guys
shirts
are gonna
made
love
like
it.
porn is my soft spot. And have George's just outline of his head on the back of the shirt.
Have me on the podcast like this.
That's some soft spot. Give me ideas, hey.
Yeah,
just
right.
gonna get
Why am
turned
I
on that,
giving
bud.
you my own idea?
George's like, I ain't sharing.
Just say, yeah. It's my shirt.
Oh man,
Oh, dude.
this was definitely a really good pod, dude. Like,
It was, man. I told you I can talk, bro.
dude,
I got
I'm
a lot of-
sitting there,
I got
like, I
stories
was
to
not
tell.
bored at all. Like I'm just like, damn.
I've got a lot of, and that's like I said. I could go on for hours, bro.
Hold on. But I do.
I don't want to do that to you guys. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But
hey, you know,
the
you gotta work
conversation's
tomorrow.
amazing.
You, don't.
I gotta work
You
tomorrow,
have to
too.
work tomorrow. Oh, you do
conversation's amazing. I love, not so much talking about myself, but like younger guys like yourself, right? We're 14, 15 years apart. You guys are experiencing things I've already experienced and lived through without being your dad's age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's, your dad can give you all the advice in the world. It's your dad. You're like, what do you know? Right? You know some, but like, let's be honest. When you hear from somebody that's like into your network, but is like, okay, I get it. Like Alex from NWI Car Enthusiast. I call him my nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He calls me uncle. I love that kid to death. And I call him a kid because he's so much younger than me, right?
Yeah.
But dude, like he pays me so much respect every time I see him, bro. He's got like an old soul.
He
You
was
know what I mean? He's like an old soul.
He was on the pod too.
Yeah, I seen it.
Dude,
I seen
I
the
love
snippets you were putting up. And Alex, he's good people, man. And he and I were literally just having a conversation a few weeks ago on the phone. And dude, the vibe I just feel off that kid. And I'm like, listen,
know,
bro,
dude,
like
it's insane.
you and I are like 15, 20 years apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, he's just so smooth when he carries himself, man. He's not like a energetic, like high-strung person. He's just so chill and like, it's like matches my energy. Because I'm just like, when I go out, bro, I'm so chill.
Which I was really surprised about that when he came to the pod. He was like, because when usually I see him, he's at car meets and he usually always has the best stories he wants to tell.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, I got a story to him. I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah,
waiting
for
for
sure.
this.
Yeah.
And he got there, he's just,
He's just relaxed.
dude, you good?
All muscled up.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, Alex is
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I support everything he does, man. And he does what nobody's ever been able to do, right? So
Bring
I've
a whole
been,
new
I've
community.
never been part of car clubs.
Yeah.
I can't devote my time to going to meetings and all this crazy stuff. Like if you do it, that's great. I'm busy. But he's like brought the entire car community together, whether it be guys my age and older, right? Guys with classics, guys with kids with new cars, and older guys with new cars. And it's cool to see that, you know, and at the same time, like he puts these meets together, dude, and they're just massive.
Yep.
And I watch him like pour his heart into these things. And then you see like the negativity that comes behind it.
And I was
that
just about to point it out too.
So disappointing.
It's just like-
sickening to me, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't envy Alex like at all for that too, because it's like you set up this meet and you're asking businesses like, hey, can we use your parking lot after hours?
Yeah.
This, that, you know. And then it's like, yeah, it's just one rule, like no burnouts. And then you have people who show up who do burnouts.
Just whipping it like a streetcar takeover.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Take your mom's car back home.
I was just about to ask, like, what's your opinion on the takeovers? I'm
Right.
like,
That's not my thing.
yeah, I hate them.
Listen, it's not my thing. I've watched way too many videos on TikTok and Facebook where it's like, what are you doing?
Did you actually hear what was about to go down because of that?
No.
It's gonna be a new federal law. Like it's federal.
No, federal takeover? Like,
yeah, it's bad.
It needs to be.
It's bad.
it does.
Because here's the thing. They're not going out, right? So like when Alex has his, he has permission. Or he says, hey, if you guys are going to come, it's midnight and Harbor Freight's closed.
Yeah.
Just don't act like idiots.
Yep.
Clean up your mess. No burnouts.
Yep.
No loud 2-stage revving on your
Yep.
little
Yeah.
AutoZone muffler. Like, stop.
Yep.
Just act normal. Hang out and be normal.
We
And
bringing quads, trying to drive them around the parking lots, and
that's the thing too. Is like I was reading that one year that we were out there at Aldi in Hammond, and he was like, "Hey, he was like, no burnouts, no revving, you know. Hey, just pull up, let's meet, let's have that." And he had that dude in the 4-wheeler who came out and started doing burnouts in like the plants and everything. I was like,
spitting gravel. Like,
"Yeah, like."
So I'm going to tell you, if I show up to one of these things, one of my cars gets hit by somebody driving like an idiot, or gets sprayed with peppered with gravel,
Yeah.
somebody's going to have a very bad day.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have a very bad day.
Dude, where you got the one where the guy, I think it was a lifted truck, bagged up on somebody's car.
No, but I heard about that.
I did not know.
I heard about that.
I saw it. I'm like,
And that's the thing, though, right? So, like, I was raised in an era where, like, Miami Subs was our thing. Blue Top was our thing back then, right?
I'm not allowed to blue top.
John's a good friend of mine.
Well, he's
Shout
a
out
good
to
guy.
John.
He probably forgot about it, but
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
He doesn't hold grudges, man. It's just for that time, it's like, hey, it's better off that you just go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, trust
John's good people. I've known him for 20 years.
sorry, I didn't mean it. It was a while ago.
But, you know, it's like, I'm used to places like that, bro, and they were always just chill. People showed up with some badass race cars, dude, 2,000 horsepower stuff, and everybody just chilled.
See, that reminds me of Simon Says. That's how.
That John owns Simon Says.
John owns Simon Says.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's how
remember
met
when
John.
he owned it, and actually, he's before Alex started NWI, the group NWI Car Enthusiasts, whatever.
Yeah.
Damn, stumbling on my words because I'm like excited about this. You talking about that, dude, just made me go back.
Simon
to when
Says was the go.
Simon Says was our spot back in the day, and I remember we went up to damn it, what's his name? I forgot it already.
John?
John. Went up to John like random day, just like me and Zach. Hey, trying to do
Paul Walker Memorial
Paul Walker
Cruise.
Memorial. He's like, yeah, dude, yeah, come on, let's do it and everything. Dude, it got big. I was
It
not
was
expecting
packed.
that.
His parking lot was packed.
So that's how I met Zach.
Really?
It was at that.
Simon Says.
What, oh, okay. Yeah.
We used to call him Harry Potter.
Yep. Yep.
We used
Harry Potter and
that was before he
Little
became
Einstein.
the Cobra Kid and all this crazy
Yeah.
stuff he is now. You know what I mean? Which that car's dope. He's rebuilt it 14 times and changed wheels 17 times.
I
More
think it's
power
more
to
than
him. I
that.
get it though. The
It's
car's
more-
beautiful.
It is.
But that's how I met him, dude. It was funny. He was a little kid then. He was 16,
Yeah.
17 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had that 04.
Silver
That 04.
Mustang,
Yeah.
And that's when I learned, like, oh, this kid lives around the corner from me. Wow.
Yeah.
Or from my dad, I should say. You know, I haven't lived there in 20 years, but
Small world.
yeah, it's the car community, man. Everybody knows everybody,
Yeah.
you know. But like I said, it's those meets that go on. They're dope until somebody just has to ruin it.
Yeah.
And then they ruin it for everybody.
And I think that's part of the reason why I haven't really, aside from my car not being done, I haven't really gone to car meets.
I've gone to a few. Like I was at the one Alex did at Porter County a couple weeks ago. I've gone to one or two of the pop-ups. Like, dude, I've only been in Simon Says, or not Simon Says, Blue Top, like twice this year.
I haven't been to Blue Top in like 3 years, 4 years.
Dude,
It's
my
been-
problem is I live in Lowell. It's a 45-minute ride.
Yeah.
See, I believe that. Yeah.
And here's the worst part. I drive a black vehicle that when I drive home at night, every bug and their grandmother gets stuck to the front of my truck. So the next day I'm out there cleaning it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh God.
You know,
bad.
you know what I remember about Simon Says that was cool? It was like John used to let us do burnouts in his
Oh
parking
yeah,
lot.
full burnout box.
that.
Man.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah, dude, that was the greatest
Best
thing.
freaking moments.
Yeah, he's chill, man. That dude's got so many cars, bro. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
He's
I
got
remember
that-
he had them all up in the Simon Says.
He's got that
All of them.
69 Charger.
No, he's probably got 40, 50 cars, dude. Classics. He's got a lot.
Got
of cars,
more?
bro. Yeah,
He's got that-
He gives people cars to drive so they don't sit.
Wow.
He's got Chevelles and Mustangs and Mopars and all this stuff that people are literally driving and keep at their house. So he doesn't worry about storing them, letting them sit somewhere.
I'm always so jealous of that lime green Charger he has. That
Yeah,
69.
the blower on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I
He's
need
got.
to get him on the pod, man. That would be nice.
Yeah, he'd love it, dude. He loves what he does. He pours his heart into that place, man. You know what I mean?
And it's just Blue Top now, ain't it?
yeah,
'Cause he sold.
He sold Simon Says to somebody else.
yeah.
Okay.
But so did he buy Blue Top from somebody, or was that closed and then he reopened it?
It
or
was
how-
closed. He bought it from the family, from what I believe.
Okay.
From what I remember. So this was 2012, 2013.
Yeah, he brought that back to
So-
life.
Oh no, just
No, it had to be 2014
14.
or 15.
14 or
Because we were in
15.
college. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it opened in 14. I think he bought it in
Okay.
13 because he spent about a year working inside. It was nasty in there.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
So I did a lot. I helped him a lot in there because, like I said, he's a good friend of mine. So when he got there, the cabinets were all like dark wood grain. Dude, I wrapped them all like a buttercream, like
Oh, really?
off white. Like every cabinet in the place is wrapped. And they're still that way 10 years later.
really.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I helped him do a lot of stuff in there, and he's made changes along the way. And he just, dude, I mean, he put a lot of money in the place, bro. And he wanted that vibe back. It's cool because it's still there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he goes through the struggles of any business, bro. And everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People, it's hard to find employees, and turnover's insane when you're in the restaurant business.
especially that
George's
waitress.
whole family owns restaurants because they're Greek.
This is true.
It's true.
Not my dad though. My
All
dad. No.
restaurants own Greeks. All Greeks own restaurants, except for his dad.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I don't think your dad owns it.
my uncle owns
Probably got
restaurant.
one somewhere in Greece, but he's not telling nobody about.
That's probably it. That's where all the
Stuff on a mattress out there full of money. Greek money.
There's a reason why he's been going to Greece all these years now.
That's probably why he's out there so long right now.
Yeah. You know,
Probably opened up a new one while he's out there.
my uncle owns restaurants. I don't know if he owns one in Hebron. Oh, he owned one in Hebron, the Country Kitchen,
Oh yeah.
and that's sold though. And then he had Steve's Grill in DeMont. So, but
Greeks in Demont.
oh, dude, he's the only Greek in DeMont right now.
Yeah, I was saying he's probably the only one.
Man, that was Demont. Out of all places, why Demont?
That's just where they were. Yeah, they had an apartment out there.
Escape from their own people.
I don't blame him.
People stay in Crown Point. You're around every Greek, Macedonian, Serbian there is.
Really?
Legit.
Dude, we're
I did not know
everywhere.
that.
Legit.
It's everywhere.
The
We're
population of Macedonians migrated from Glen Park in the 80s
Yeah.
to Crown Point like in the 90s and 2000s.
we are everywhere.
All live.
Wow.
All
We're
live
everywhere.
From like south of 30 to, and now they're all coming to Lowell. So now I got to move soon.
What do you got, Valpo?
I can't live out there, man.
Why?
I don't know. You know what it is? It's too busy for me.
I can understand that.
It's
College
too busy.
and
for me.
everything else.
College,
over
the
there.
square, all that. I said, I'm not a big, like, I want to be in the
You
midst
want
of all the
you
action.
want quiet.
I like
Looks like-
quiet.
Go to Demont then.
Listen, bro, I go home at night. I can sit on my front porch and you don't hear anything. And I live in a neighborhood, a full-blown subdivision, developed
Really?
subdivision, and I hear nothing. So 2 nights ago, I was in my hot tub, sitting on the back deck. I could literally hear the neighbors 3 houses down, their air conditioner running
No, wow.
because it's that quiet. Dude, no, I tell you, there's houses everywhere. It's not like there's 5 houses. This is a full-blown 150 home subdivision, and dude, you hear nothing. I live on the entrance main road coming in the neighborhood. But after it gets dark, it's like everybody's scared to leave their house or something. I don't know what it is.
Dude,
They're scared of the coyotes.
But I love it, man. But what's crazy, everything shuts down at like 9 o'clock.
everything closes. Yeah.
There's nothing to eat after 9 o'clock unless you go to Denny's, the Route 2 and 65.
Well, even with the DoorDash
That's the only
and
Denny's
everything
allowed.
else,
You go on there, bro, say closed.
Yeah, everything closes.
Well, it's a good thing I'm a good cook.
Because I remember I went to
Must be nice.
my brother-in-law and my sister live in Cedar Lake, and one night I was over there. We were doing something, and it was like after 9, and we're like, "Well, we're kind of hungry." And then I looked up, and I'm like, "Dude, closed."
Yeah, Cedar Lake Low Road's nothing.
Yeah,
Like you get janky
That's
Burger
crazy.
King, but
yeah.
that's about it.
I'm just looking at how much time I got left on that memory card. I don't want it to do the same thing it did last time.
Or
That
cut
last
out.
spot.
Go dead on you.
Yeah.
It just stopped recording, and I was in the middle of a podcast. I'm like, bro. And then the mixer completely just stopped working.
Yeah.
and it wasn't even a year old.
Oh,
Brand new.
All right. I just thought of a question to ask Z,
yeah.
and it's going to be, well, I can't believe you didn't think. What was one thing you owned, sold, and regret?
I was getting it, George.
Shut up. I'm co-hosting this
so
one.
You're good.
He's got too many.
Dude, I got to think what stands out the most. I'm probably going to say, I know what you're expecting me to say, is the Mustang, but that's not it.
No, I just no.
I was. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna say the Mustang. Like it's got it had its sentimental value, and I get that. But like, it doesn't matter what it is. It could have been like some fun toy you had, and you're like, man, I don't want it, and you got rid of it, and you're like, man, I kind of wish I had that thing back. Or
Yeah.
I'd say probably my most regretful purchase and sell was the Viper because I turned it fast. So I never got to fully enjoy it. I would only put 400 miles on the car.
What?
Yes.
I thought you had it longer than that.
No, I had it literally for like 4 months, 5 months. COVID was here. We couldn't do nothing.
Yeah,
That's true.
Had there been shows and like Blue Top was booming, I'd probably kept it.
probably still had
I'd
it.
figured out a way to drop the seat onto the ground.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because the seats had no adjustment in the thing. It was forward and back. There's no recline.
Oh,
They're straight up and down. That's probably one I regret the most, just because you don't see them.
Yeah.
You don't see them anywhere.
no.
Even to this day, you don't.
Curious how much they're worth now.
It's probably still in the 40s, I'd say. You know, about what the dude bought it for that bought it from me.
Okay.
But it was just one of them cars. Like, you see Corvettes, and I love, like a C7 Z06 is probably my next purchase.
Oh, white, red interior.
White, yeah. But at the price points they're at now, I can't stomach it.
They're still over 100K.
What about C8?
I had an opportunity to buy one 2 weeks ago, brand new one, and I passed on it.
I wouldn't do
A
it.
Z06 or just a...
This is regular C8. And here's the thing, like 700 horsepower. What are you gonna do with that? It's like a Hellcat, right?
Yeah.
Cool, you got 700 horsepower, but where?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna enjoy it? I'm not taking my daily driver to 41. It's not happening. So, you know, the Vet's got 500 horse, whatever, the regular C8. But then I looked and I'm like, it's $80,000.
Yeah. Nope.
Right? 80 grand. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll go buy a new 5.0, new GT, brand new. Went to Art Hill.
Dark Horse.
I've had one on order since March of last year.
You have a Dark Horse on order?
No, I've had one on order for a year and 3 months.
Oh.
You haven't canceled it yet?
No, they carried over to the next model year.
Oh.
The problem is I ordered mine with the performance pack, the handling pack, and that was what pushed all those orders behind.
Oh.
So if you ordered like a base model
You got yours.
in the dark ember blue, which is what I ordered, ember blue with the blue Recaros,
Ooh.
and I ordered 10-speed auto because I'm not driving a stick. I'm not dealing with that.
I don't blame you.
So I went there, and I'm like, yo, I just want to buy a GT. He's like, well, we've got this one, and my buddy Steve runs the place, you know. He's like, I've got a Premier, big Brembos, all this crazy stuff, active exhaust, you can change it off from the steering wheel, blah, 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 blah. 55,000, A plan was 51.
That's not bad.
Right, not terrible. He shows me one in the showroom. I forgot what color. It's like a vapor blue, they call it. Like a weird, like babyish, bluish gray color. It's pretty dope.
Okay.
Cloth interior, stripped down, 43,000. I'm like, okay, $8,000 difference. Do I really need all the creature comforts? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, but all I'm going to do is buy the car and put a Whipple 3.0 on it and drive it and make 800 horsepower, right? And have a sleeper. So I'm like, you know what, man? Run the numbers for me, see what it comes up as. Now, mind you, in my head, I have no car payments. Okay?
Must be nice.
So when I sold the Raptor, I got rid of the car payment with it. So that's why I sold it, because I had 30,000 equity in the thing already at this point. You know what I mean? So it was like, I got rid of a car payment. I'm done. I'm good. So I'm sitting there, and he's like, yeah, man, like, you know, no money down. You're like, I think the rates were like 60 months was like 3.9, which wasn't bad.
Yeah,
You know, this was literally a couple weeks ago. He's like, you know, 60 months, no money down. It was like $1,100 something a month.
Nope.
I'm like, he's like 10 grand down. It's like 850. I'm like,
No.
no. He's like, what do you think? I'm like, no.
That's not the reason.
I don't want to spend. I don't want to pay $1,000 for a toy.
Yeah.
You know what kind of toy I can buy for that kind of money? It's not a Mustang.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. I'll go buy a Lambo and get a 10-year loan and drive the same thing for the same money. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So it was kind of like, I couldn't do it, man. I was like, no. He's like, come on, man. It ain't like you got the money. I'm like, you're missing the whole point, though. I don't want the obligation of making a car payment every month.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I get it, dude. Look, I carried car payments my whole life. I always wanted a new car and it had to be cool.
Same.
And then it was like, what am I doing to myself, man? I'm working to pay for a car, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the mindset right now, and I get like that every few years, where I'll go without a car payment, and then every 3 years, 4 years, I'm like, that new such and such.
Yeah, you got that itch. Yeah.
I went 3 years without a payment, and then I ordered the Raptor, and they were thinking it was gonna be like a year and a half, 2 years before I got it, and it came in literally 9 months later, and I was like, well, I guess I have no choice now.
Yeah.
So then I went to Smith Ford and ordered a Raptor R, which is the V8 one. It's got a 5.2, the Voodoo, whatever it is in there.
Voodoo pack.
Yeah, 700 horsepower, but it's, MSRP is 115K. But they're like, we don't know if they're even going to fulfill it. Yeah. So I have Dark Horse there, Raptor R down there. See which comes in first. Probably neither, and I'll just be still driving my Cummins every day.
You want to get rid of the Cummins?
That's a yes.
If you do,
that's a yes.
Let me know.
I would.
I
Not right now, but I would.
Want it. I want to look at it too, by the way, but I'll take it.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
I'll take it. Wait, you said it's long bed? Never mind.
Why?
I can't do long beds. That's too long of a truck, man.
It's 1.5 foot longer than a short bed.
I have a wife that's very short.
It's got power steps on it. As soon as you open the door, they swing down. She can hop right in.
I ain't worried about that. She wants to drive it. She can't drive.
The 1.5 foot is not going to make a difference. Listen, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not in this.
The front of the truck is the exact same length no matter which model you buy.
Look here. I can't say certain things because she watches these podcasts.
That's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you. I'm going to get a friend message later. What were you saying about me? Ma'am. It wasn't me. It was him. George was poking me the whole time.
Like, shut up, dude. Shut up.
Shut up.
Your husband kept bringing it up.
I love you, Ari.
She'll see it and it's like, okay. I was like, well, I didn't say that.
It wasn't me.
That was my twin.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
At the end, I don't have to go home. So.
Amen to that, George.
That's funny. That's good
Amen
stuff.
to that.
Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm just making sure everything's still recording.
No, man,
I
I'm
got PTSD about that right now.
I'm good, man. It doesn't. I think we've covered a lot. I think everything was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
No shame in my game.
No shame in mine either.
No.
Well,
You guys got it. It's a dope setup, though, man.
Thank you.
Dope setup.
right.
And now you're mobile.
Yeah.
This is my
that's
first
cool.
mobile one. I usually do it at the house, but I'm getting to the point to where it's like, all right.
You need to branch out. Plus,
Yeah, I don't want to keep bringing people to the house. And
Yeah.
everything. It's like,
I know. I get it.
eh.
I get it 100%. 100%. No, it's dope, man. It's
I
good.
seen
It's
I
a
don't
good thing you guys are
trust
doing.
I did want to try to do the. That's why I'm like, you got the shop, big car in the background. Let's do it over here.
Yeah. No, it's cool. But you know what?
experience
It gives you an idea of what
Yeah.
what you can get away with. You know what I'm saying? What you can do and where you can go and how much room you need, and it kind of works out.
yeah.
Not
If
much.
somebody is, if it is a mobile thing you can do, like you said, not only that keeps you from bringing people to your house,
Yeah.
but also it gives you a different vibe. Somebody's in their own element,
Yep.
right? So at your house, you're comfortable.
Yeah.
George is probably comfortable over it too because he's been there all the time.
Yeah.
Where me, I go there, I'm like,
What's that?
I don't know this place. Right? What's
What
that
the
noise?
fuck?
What's that noise? What's that noise? I smell a dirty diaper.
It's right above your head. You see
Don't move. Don't move.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Shoot.
But my life is cars, work, and kids, man. That's it.
That's all I know. Hey,
That's
That's all
life.
it is.
That's what life's all about.
as long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
That's all that
very
matters.
true.
My happiness might not be everybody else's, but it's mine.
Yeah.
People are like, you live in the dream. I always say somebody's.
Yeah. It's exactly how I answer
It's
it.
somebody's, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's nightmare is somebody else's dream.
I mean, hearing your story and everything definitely got me thinking about a lot of like my day to day. I've changed the way I think and everything else, and that's another reason why I like doing this, man.
Yeah.
It's getting your experience and stuff you've been through, and just seeing how you look at
And
certain things. It's
Getting
just
other people's thought process on
Yeah.
everything. It's
It's
like,
Perspective, man. It's all
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
perspective. It's all relative, right? So with that, like I said, you guys are going to remember you're 14, 15 years younger than me. So a lot of the things you guys are still experiencing, I've well experienced already. I did that already. You know what I mean? I did it 15, 20 years ago. And, like being a father. Like, dude, I've been in this game 22 years already being a father.
Yeah.
I have a full-grown adult child.
Yeah.
With a mustache and a beard and all kinds of crazy shit. You know what I mean?
must be nice.
And then I've got the other aspect of a 10-year-old little girl.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you get that perspective, like I said, from somebody that shares those same interests as you, so you understand, like, okay, this dude kind of comes from the same. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
15 years apart from each other, though, right? And you get that cool vibe that, man, this dude, like, it's cool hearing the story because it's so relative to your life because we come from the same area, the same high school, the same industry. We're in cars. We're in all this stuff that we're similar interests, but it's cool watching you guys because it's like, you guys are a whole generation behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's good to see that it's still going on.
Yeah, 100%. You know, if you think about it, let's be honest, you're closer in age with my son than you are with me. Right?
That's very true.
You're 8, 9 years apart from my son. We're 15 years apart. It's crazy when you think about it, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've been told a lot of times, like,
It's maturity. But listen, age means
maturity,
nothing,
and like everybody says, "Oh, you always hang out with those." It's like, I don't like stupid.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's one thing I've learned, dude. And it's not just males. It's males, females. It's whatever, right? It's whatever you want to be or identify yourself as. Age is nothing.
Yeah.
Listen, bro. It's. You think you know somebody's on your wavelength, right? That might be George, but like, dude, I bet you I can click with that person.
Yep.
And you get into it, and you're like, oh no, this person still acts like they're 21, right?
I think of a few people I know that still.
Listen, bro, try dating in this area. Be happy you're married. Okay. Be happy you're married.
Happy you're married.
Oh, I'm happy. I am happy that I'm married.
George goes on the internet. He finds his happiness on the internet.
That's number 2, dude. Jesus.
I'm falling behind, dude.
But it's, you know, and I was literally just having this conversation with somebody the other day. And it was a conversation of like, I almost felt like they were envious of my life, right? Because I have the home and I have the cars and I have the ability to do whatever I want to do that I enjoy. But in reality, I envy their life. You want to know why?
Free.
No.
No?
They're married. They have children. They go home to a family every day. I don't have that. My child is grown. My daughter lives with her mom. I live in a home by myself. So I go home every day.
We can switch for a day.
Nope, I'm good. I go home every day to a home, and it's like, you know, it's my home.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it, and I love my home. But it's like, bro, don't envy me. I envy your life.
Yeah.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, all this material shit and money can all go away tomorrow.
Yeah.
No matter if
I see
you're
what
up
you're
here
saying.
or you're down here, your family's still your family,
Yep.
Yeah.
right?
I see what you're saying.
I have people that look at me as a status because of who I am and what I do and all this other stuff. But like, if I lost it all tomorrow, do you think they'd still feel the same way?
Nope.
No. So I'm envious of guys like in your situation. And yes, is it stressful being married? Yes, I was there. I've been married and
I wouldn't
divorced.
say it's not that bad.
Listen, it has its ups and downs.
Yeah, it definitely has its ups and downs.
Because if you're going to sit here and tell me you have a perfect marriage, you're lying to me and George and every rest of all these people listening to this podcast.
Hell no.
But you love your family. You love going home to your wife and your child every single day.
The
And
child,
there's people that don't get that.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't say that. But there's people that don't ever have that opportunity.
Yeah.
There's people that they can't have children or they can't find the right person to make a family with, you know what I mean? So I had those things in my 20s. I was literally 26 years old and married, 28 and divorced, then started living my life at that point. So when people ask me like, are you married? No, I'm happily divorced for 17 years. Legit, right?
17 years. Wow.
17 years I've been divorced. I got divorced when my son was 5. But it's like, you know, I've dated since then, obviously. I've had relationships or whatever. But it was like, it's not that I'm ever scared to do it again. But, bro, I need to make sure it's money before I lock down again.
Yeah.
And it ain't about anything. It ain't about anything. It's about me.
Yeah.
It ain't about any of the, you know, prenup and all the crazy shit people talk about. Man, forget all that.
If you're not ready, then it's
And here's the thing, like, bro, I'm mentally there. I've been there. But it's like to have that person that makes you know they're there as well, and there's not some ulterior motive there, you know, to look at what you have and be like,
But the cash in.
yeah, jackpot.
See that? And
You know, that's the thing. So
that's how the dating
having
scene
what you
is
have
now.
is envious to guys like, you know, myself or George. Like be very happy with what you have. Be thankful and you're blessed that, you know, you got to create a child and create a life. And if you have 5 more or you don't have another one, you still give them that opportunity that some people don't have. You know what I mean? So like that's why I told you earlier, like being a parent is the best gift in the entire world.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best blessing you'll ever receive.
Oh, yeah. It definitely.
And I hope your wife doesn't take offense to this, but you can have 5 wives, you still only have 1 child.
Never
Not
thought
at a
about
time.
it like that. Got me excited. No, I'm kidding.
Right? So think about it, and I'm not I don't talk down on marriage because I would do it again. I'm not against it. But it's the fact that something happens, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying in general, right? A couple gets divorced. If he gets remarried, that's now his wife again, right?
Yeah.
Your first child can only happen once.
Yeah.
You as a man carrying a child or making a child with a woman, that is only going to be your first child. That is her first child. You could have 10 more kids after that. That is still your first child. Each one of those has a spot in life. So first, second, and they're not ranked in order of importance, just order they were born.
It's just first, second. Yeah,
But
I gotcha.
this is my wife. Like for me, when I introduced my son, this is my oldest child. Right?
First.
He can only have that. But before that, he didn't have that because he was an only child forever. So it was my only child. Now he's my oldest. You know what I mean?
Damn, dude. Hitting it deep.
Dropping bombs, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Dropping bombs.
Hey.
Facts. That's big facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's like we create these lives that, and that's why we were talking about social media earlier being a blessing and a curse, right?
Yeah.
Because it makes some people feel like they have to live their life based off what the internet tells them to do,
Yeah, that's true.
right? So it's like, guys were perceived as we need to be 6 foot tall and have all this crazy stuff, and we're just like, wait a minute.
What are you bringing to the table?
Correct.
And that's one thing.
For you, nothing, because you're a married man. So there's nothing to bring, nothing to the
Well,
table for you.
I know, yeah. She knows.
Your wife gave you everything you ever needed. Shake your head.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nod.
Yes. Yes.
Kevin, take that out.
Kevin, leave that in there.
Yeah, leave that in. Message. Start flashing news flash.
Divorce.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, we're perceived to be a certain way that we have to fit this, and I hear this all the time, bro. Right?
Yeah.
We need to be this high value human being, right?
Yeah.
For what?
Exactly.
You want to put requirements on my income of what you think is acceptable. I need to be 6 foot tall, which I'm 6'2", right?
Are you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could have swore we were the same height.
No, I'm
You're
6'2".
just short.
So, what are you? How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay, so me and you were sitting at a table, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you were a single man. We're sitting there. This chick says, "Oh, you got to be 6 foot." You're disqualified automatically.
Damn.
Why? Because you're not 6 foot tall, right?
Yeah.
Even though you might make money and have this and have all this crazy stuff, you're not 6 foot tall. But flip that script. And I just watched a video about this yesterday. It was it was discerning to me, for the simple fact of that there's stipulations put on us to live up to certain expectation of like income and looks, and you need to have a beard, you need to have this, you need to have that. But if you do that same thing in reverse, you're a bad guy.
Yeah, if you try to
Put stipulation on a woman.
If you date a woman conditionally of you need to make this kind of money and you need to be this tall and you need to have this kind of figure, you need to have this bra size, and they'd be like,
you're a jerk.
who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Right? But
It's funny.
society isn't like that. Social media is like that.
Yep.
Social media is painting the picture of all these Instagram models that want all these high value dudes.
Yeah.
Them
And
chicks are not walking around Northwest Indiana, number one. Let's get that straight. Number two, most of them are not natural and real.
Yes.
Right? They've
There's a lot of fake.
implant wherever you can stick it.
Yep.
And George got excited. You think? He got excited.
I'm making faces to bring content
So
to this.
I feel like we've covered all these life situations, right? Whether it be business, whether it be kids and marriage and all this other stuff. And then it's like the dating world is just so, dude, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
nuts, man.
It's almost hard to go out there and trust somebody.
How old are you, George?
29.
At 29, I was damage.
29,
I was doing damage. Damage Incorporated.
I wasn't doing any damage. I had the same woman.
That's good though. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It was 29 for
No,
me.
I
Was,
know.
29, I was literally just out of a divorce.
Yeah.
So this is 2007. You know what I'm saying? God, it's terrible. But you know
Old
what I
ass.
mean? Like, I don't take anything as like a, damn, I can't believe I went through that. That sucked. You know,
Yeah.
besides my mother, like that was something I should have never had to experience out of such a
Yeah.
young age. I was 24 years old. She died a week after my 24th birthday.
Oof.
So I turned 24 a week later to the day she'd passed away.
Oh, God.
So it's like every time my birthday comes, it's like happy, and then it's like I get mellow, I get real chill, and I don't want to say a lot. But it's like you know, I've learned from all these experiences, and even now, still like current day, like dating, like these relationships, bro. I'm like, where are these people coming from?
Yeah.
Like, where are you coming from? Where is this mentality that you have that I'm supposed to live how you want me to live?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be this person you want me to be.
It's like you said, social media is changing.
I've got to accept you for who you are.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, no, you need to do this, and this. I'm like, wait a minute. I have a dad bod and I'm rocking it and I'm keeping it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been in the gym since I was 19. I know it's not blatantly obvious, but
I mean, you look in better shape than me right now.
I have a
My boobs were sweating earlier.
Yeah, mine are right now. Right now, I literally just pulled my shirt and it was stuck. So that's dad, right? That's
Yeah.
dad. You know.
I love it though.
I wish we could all just live life like George. Yeah. 29, no kids, not married. Just all the money in the world, dude.
It's true.
Dude been stacking money since he was like 7.
Oh, I know. Must be nice.
Still spending money from 2000.
Maybe.
I got old dollar bills.
Oh, he's probably still spending some of his dad's old dollar bills. Still rifling through those. But no, man, you guys are good people, bro. I appreciate the opportunity for sure, man.
For sure, yeah.
I definitely had a lot of fun getting to actually know you. Before this, I was just like, oh.
Social media
that's
stuff,
Z.
right?
Yeah, that's all I knew.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
see
actually
me out,
glad.
it's like, oh, there's Z.
Yeah. Now I actually got to sit down and talk to you, get your story and everything. And you're definitely a vibe, man.
Yeah, I
Definitely
appreciate
this
that.
is- yeah.
For sure.
It's a definitely a good
This
vibe.
is the most I've heard George talk in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, he's usually
I
really
can get
quiet,
the
man.
shut
He's
up.
really
Dude,
chill.
yeah.
Every time I see him on NTB, he was always like really reserved.
He still is.
I was
Still a
focused.
cool cat, but just reserved. You know what I mean?
He's still.
I was focused. Like, don't scratch these rims. It'd be the end of me.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're talking like, you know, RC components, front runners.
Yeah.
$700 a piece. George's got to mount these little tires on them.
yeah.
17 by 4.5.
Oh my god, dude! It was the worst like hour of my life, dude.
George's back there sweating.
I was sweating, and then Calvin would be like, "You're not done yet." I'm like, "Calvin, like, you want to do this?" No. All right then.
You're mounting balloons on wheels. That's what they
Dude,
are. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
dude.
Balloons.
No, but like, yeah, it was back then. I was just trying to stay in my own lane, really.
No,
you know,
it's all
And
good, man.
It's like I see Z, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Z?" He'd
Yeah.
be like, he's like, "Hey, I need you to take care of me." Like, I got you. I'm gonna do it. So it's just,
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
yeah.
This was cool, man.
Yeah. I had definitely a good pod, man. This is
You're going to have to do a lot of editing, bro. It's 2.5 hours.
that's what I got Kevin for.
That's right. Yeah.
Kevin does it. Sorry,
Kevin.
Kevin. We might split it up into 2 parts
Yeah.
just to have something to. Because I try to have a bank of a month's worth of podcasts.
I got you. Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what
ahead of
that
the
means, though, right? Like Z's gonna have to come out to Sneaker Pod one time because he's sneakerhead.
Oh, I'll bring him.
Yeah.
I need to get Pedro into again and Zach.
Yeah.
So in other words, we're gonna be seeing Z a lot.
It looks like I need to get more mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, collabo, man.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Do a collab, you know? I know all them cats, man. Pedro, all of them. I know all them guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be
It'd
great.
be good. Yeah,
It'd be
it's
good.
definitely have a lot of podcasts coming up.
Cool.
What's that? Black Diamond?
Oh yeah.
Griffith? Is it Griffith?
What is
Yeah.
that? Is that like the...
He's a resale
Oh, really?
shoe store. Yeah.
Where?
Dude, it's 27.
Right off of
3 stores.
Wow.
where is that? It's in Griffith, right? It's on Ridge. I'm trying to think if it's. I don't know if it's across the street from Menards.
What's that bar that Zach played at? It's in
502 at
Yeah.
Avenue 912?
yeah, right across from that.
Shout out to Tony, the owner of Avenue 912. He's a good friend of mine.
Really?
Dude, Z knows
I
everybody.
don't need your email list.
No, Tony's good people, man. I know the guy. He owns that, and he owns Set 'em Up, the bowling alley. In
Oh,
yeah.
set them up lanes, dude.
Yeah,
That's
Tony-
why they keep getting the gigs over there too.
Yeah, Tony
Really?
Makes
owns
more
both of those
sense.
spots, yeah.
I love those places.
Yeah, Tony's good
Amazing.
people, man. He's my age.
Really?
He's like 45, 46 years old, man. Good people.
Yeah. I definitely learned yesterday. Networking for sure.
Yeah, dude. Listen.
Networking.
That's one thing I try to tell my son because he's just so, like I told you, he's really timid. What's crazy because he's in car sales.
Really?
Yeah, but he's really timid. I tell him all the time, like, bro, talk to and meet as many people as you can. Develop as many skills as you can. As many as you possibly can, bro, because one of those might be a fallback and might make a career out of it one day. Right?
You don't have to be a master at it either.
No.
Because I was actually thinking about that the other day. I asked my dad that. I was like, hey, do you have a skill, like, people come to you to get it done. Like, you're really good at it. He's like, for like court stuff and all that stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I do a lot of stuff. I'm like, I'm not.
It's a jack of all trades, master of none. That's what they call it, bro. It's an old saying.
I remember Zach's mom said that to me when I was just graduating high school.
George, can you put the porn down until we're done, please?
Sorry. No, I'm trying
Rude.
I'm trying to show you right here. Black Diamond Smoke Shop. It's got a sneaker store too. It's right across from Menards on Ridge Road in Griffith.
Okay, in Griffith. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Awesome.
He's I got a podcast with him the 27th.
Nice.
He's excited too. Really excited. Yeah.
Good. That'll be dope.
Yeah, it's
I'll
gonna
have
be
to check
good.
that spot out.
Put my freaking porn away now.
All right. Yeah, that was. I'll go ahead and end it here.
Cool. I
Almost
appreciate you
3
guys,
hours.
man.
I think
Thank
this is
you.
I haven't done a podcast this long in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
I told you we were going to make it run.
that was a good one.
We never ran out of content.
Oh.
I'm really praying and hoping that all this is on the SD card. I really am.
Watch him be like, hey, I forgot to hit record.
Yo, dude, we did that one
Oh,
time.
no, it's lit.
Yeah.
I watched like 6 videos on this thing to
We
make
did.
sure I know how to use it.
One time, dude, we did that. We were a good half hour in. He looked down. He's like, I didn't hit record.
But I got to redo my intro.
It's true.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
everything's
but-
still going.
Like we're gonna before we end the pod, obviously we gotta, if you need window tint, anything,
Yeah.
look up Fade to Black, hit up Z. Well, not on his off day.
Yeah, not on my off days, please.
Yeah.
Thursday, Sunday, we're closed.
Yeah, but
Sundays?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday,
Saturday.
Saturdays.
Yep.
Hit him up. Come get you. I'm coming to you now. I'm letting you know now. I need some tints done.
I got you, man.
I did forget to ask you one question. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I do actually. Not a lot. Probably
okay,
one or two.
okay.
You're good, you're good.
We already know George, so we don't have to touch on his
You're a dick.
obsessions anymore. Like for you, okay?
Yeah.
So you're a 150 operator, obviously,
Yes.
right? All that stuff. What makes you get up and drive every day? What makes you do your thing you do every day?
My daughter.
Is that the only reason?
Yep.
That's it.
See, like, actually,
So
yes.
you can't say your physical daughter. It's what are you trying to give her by doing what you do? That's what it is. Like doing it for your daughter is like I do it for my kids, I say, right?
Yeah.
But you're
get what
doing
you're
it for a reason.
To be able to create the memories that my grandparents were able to give me that I still have today in this noggin.
That's what's important.
That's what I want.
That's what it is. So like for me, it's creating a lifestyle for my kids that I never got to have growing up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was raised in the 80s, bro. Times were different. There was a lot of rich nothing back then.
Yeah.
So we lived a modest lifestyle. Like I tell people, half of what I needed and none of what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
So as I came up, and my brother works the railroad. He's been there 20 years, and we give our kids the lives that we didn't get to have. But also in the same turn, it's a double-edged sword because they're not knowing what it's like to struggle either,
Yeah.
right? So the concept of $1 is nothing at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very true.
So you think about your life, like growing up, right?
Yeah.
You grew up same neighborhood I did. Like you had what you needed, not all of what you wanted.
Yep.
Your daughter, you're going to give her everything she wants,
Yeah.
right?
Very true.
And as she gets older, now like for me with my little girl, she gets everything. I buy her everything. Yeah. She calls me, Dad, I need money to go to the festival. Boom, I send it straight to her.
Yeah.
She's 10 years old. She called me earlier. She wanted to go to the Nativity Fest. Dad, can you send me some money? Fired it over. It is what it is, bro. I don't care. That's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Because she's making her own memories when she's not with me. And I don't want her to ever feel like she can't go enjoy something over the value of $1, correct? Because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're setting the bar that when she gets older, she's going to look back and think, my dad did all of this stuff for me. So now the bar for these dudes when she gets older is going to be way up here because dad did everything for her.
But see,
but
now-
you want that,
Yeah.
right?
But I can see someone else saying like, okay, that is the reason why we have these women are wanting so much out of men nowadays.
But that's what you want though, because you want your daughter to be taken care of. You want your
But then you can't complain about them asking for standards.
No, and I
everything.
get that.
You see what I'm saying?
To an extent, yes. But
Yeah.
okay, so let's just touch on that real quick. So women asking for a standard in income. You need to make $150K a year.
It ain't happening.
We
Do you
don't
make
make them.
$150 a year?
Yeah, I can, but
Do you?
no.
Can you prove with W-2 says you made $150K last year? You're disqualified over money.
Yeah.
What's $150 going to give you that 80 can't?
True.
Right?
True.
Baby, what about I make 90, you make 50, we make 140 together? Why do I need to make 140 by myself?
Yeah.
So you can go work $9 an hour at Ulta?
Yeah. That's
Right?
what I love about my wife, man. She works at NIPSCO, so we.
There you go. You're good. You're comfortable, right? You're not rich, but you're comfortable. You live a very good life.
Yeah.
Your daughter's taken care of. You guys are taken care of. You don't starve. You got food on the table.
She stars me.
Well, it's probably by choice.
Yeah.
It's not because there's no money there. But you know what I mean? Like the reality of it is, and the gravity of the situation is that we're putting standards on people that are unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like you might make 100 this year, bro, and lose your job next year. And have to make a job making 40. So then your wife's gonna go, you didn't make 100 this year, so I gotta let you go.
Yeah.
The way you said
Divorce lawyers on the way.
Right, that's a stipulation. Not like, hey, don't be crazy.
Yeah.
Don't come to me with 58 red flags.
Yeah.
Don't come to me with a past that's going to haunt you forever. Don't come to me with all these crazy things. But I want you to make sure your money's right before you talk to me. I want you to have this credit score and all this.
Yeah.
I want you to have my own home, but I want you to have your own big home, but I live in an apartment.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Right? I want you to do all this crazy stuff. And, you know, it's sad because, like I said, I you know, and you take a situation like, you know, you guys are way younger than me, so your dating generation's way different than mine. Way different.
Well, I didn't even say it is way different, but now I think our dating generation is different from what's going on right now.
It's changed.
It
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yes, 100%. So take a guy that's 45 years old. What's out there that's in their 40s? Baby mamas. Somebody's ex-wife.
Very, very true. Yeah, very.
I was gonna
out
say
there.
my mom, but she's
Social media empowered.
50.
Social media empowered,
Yeah.
right? One of my best friends is a female. Funny story. We went out to lunch 2 years ago. And she always claimed this, I'm independent, this and that, Miss Independent, blah, blah. And this is like my best friend. Been my best friend 20 years. We walk outside of Chili's. I look down and go, hey, Miss Independent, your tires are bald. So now every time that meme pops up on Facebook, she sends it to me. So we still joke about it to this day. That like, but then she'll be like, hey, I got this wallpaper I need you to put up, and I got this. I'm like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, listen, you need to get a boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's like, that's a terrible idea. Maybe for you, but not for me, it's not. Like, I need you to get a handyman in your life.
Yeah.
I have enough to do on my own.
That's good.
It's independent.
And then George, you know, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you see yourself doing?
To be honest with you, I haven't really thought that far ahead. And I know that's not a great thing to say, but I'm trying to kind of live in the moment, if that makes sense. You
Makes
know?
sense. Yeah, I get it. Always enjoy what's in front of you, right?
Yeah.
But you still need a 5 and 10 year.
No, and I understand that. It's just Kanar can vouch for me. Like, I'm trying to improve myself for the better.
Yeah, I get that.
And
100% working on yourself.
And I'm trying to come up with new stuff for me to like hit as goals and everything. So it's just, so I haven't really thought about it. I've kind of been avoiding it, to be honest. But no, I need to get on it. I need to, obviously, like, I want to be comfortable with my life and where I'm at and all that. And so it's just,
and that's the thing. So like when you're doing that and you're making that 5 and 10 year plan, it's not like I want to be married in 5 years. I want to have a kid in 10 years. It's like your personal goals for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be 190 pounds with 3% body fat. I want to have, you know, this much money invested into a 401k or a Roth IRA. And that's the goals you need to set. It's not like, I know my parents are always telling me I need to get married. Like I need to get that done by the time I'm 35. Because I'm sure you hear that all the time. So
Yeah.
did I and still do. But as you're going to get married, I'm like, bro, I'm 45. You know, like you need to find a good girl. Bro, I'm 45.
Where? Yeah.
I'm 45. You know,
I've done
like,
it once. Don't want to do it again.
no, I would, man. Like I said, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it at all. It's been so long. I'm not tainted by it. You know what I mean? The thought of it doesn't bother me. It's the fact of like most of what I've come across is not marriage material. You know,
Understandable.
like the red flags, they're flying high, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't see those. Remember the Hall of Flags in Maryville?
Oh yeah.
That's me with red flags. I walk right by them.
Yeah.
And then one day I sit there in bed and I go, what did I get myself into? Holy shit, what just happened? You know?
Oh, that's good.
But you're gonna see that yourself. You know what I mean? You won't, but he will. You're gonna see it, and you know, you can't take people for face value, man. You can't, you know, and like you said, sitting here for 2 hours and 45, 50 minutes, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And if you can't sit with somebody and vibe, bro, it's like,
do you want to be there?
yeah, dude. I had dinner last weekend with a female. Dude, we talked for 3 hours.
Damn.
3 hours. You share a conversation with somebody. How?
Vibe.
A person that's not into cars, isn't an entrepreneur, has their own career, but like doesn't share all the same interests I share. But life was a 3 hour conversation. Life.
Yeah.
That's good.
And bro, we got done. She like looked at me. She's like, I've never sat at a table with somebody for 3 hours, even that I knew and could carry a full blown conversation. It's like us. There was no gaps in communication. It was literally bam, 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 bam.
We veered off topic, but we continued like, you know, it was like.
Well, it happens when you're like, when you have the similar interests that we have, like you can carry off this topic and nobody gets lost.
Yeah.
They just follow.
Yeah,
They go back and
just
they
like-
follow, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
But it's just, it's finding that vibe, man. That's all it is.
It's
you know?
like, you know, and it's just, it's so good to have people like humble and everything, you know, and it's just.
Yeah,
that's
man.
you get.
Well, yeah, we'd be here all night. Z had to open up with us in here. You know?
We're sitting here tomorrow like,
I'll be late to work.
Yeah.
can you call your wife and bring us a memory card, please?
Yeah.
Definitely. I didn't bring the 1 terabyte.
No.
No,
that
we're
should be
good,
enough
man.
for
I
me.
appreciate you guys for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It's been dope.
No problem, man.
Cool
For
For
experience,
sure.
man.
Oh yeah.
We
Appreciate
got to
it.
do that more often.
We
Ask
got-
the guests.
There's gonna be more pods with Z on there. Sneaker pods, car pods, all that.
Yeah,
stuff,
let me know, man. I can bring my whip. I'll bring my whip out.
Yeah.
We need to do one. I want to do one. Actually, Pedro's is actually the next one.
Yeah.
Just got to find a spot to do it.
I'm going to jump in on Pedro's spot.
There you go.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I got 4 mics.
Pedro's good people, man.
There's enough room for all of us.
Pedro's good people. You'll enjoy that with him.
For sure.
That's definitely the cue now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Low
All
battery.
good,
Hey,
baby.
we're good, dude. Yeah.
Let's wrap this
But
thing
yeah,
up.
man. Thank you, Z, for coming
Thank you
on.
guys.
I really
I appreciate
appreciate
it
it,
for sure, man.
Had a lot
Absolutely.
of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Likewise.
Now remember, check out Fade to Black.
Yeah,
Not
Fade to-
Thursdays or Sundays, but
Yeah,
every other
Thursdays,
day.
Sundays, and
Check
not my
'em
personal
out.
Facebook.
Yes.
Get booked, get wrapped, tent, lift, wheels,
Whatever you
tires,
want.
whatever
Yeah.
you need. He got you.
Yeah, for sure.
Got you.
And,
Make sure.
and I learned something new about George today.
Yes.
George, I still love George, but we figured out
Yeah.
his second obsession is
Shirt coming soon.
shirt coming soon. Shirt coming
I
soon.
better get some of the profits off that shit.
We'll break you off, man. We'll break you off.
Oh,
Damn.
man. But yeah, I'll make sure to link Fade to Black in the description down below to see if you guys want to book up, call them and everything.
Absolutely.
Make sure you check them out, guys. It's a good shop. Good, clean shop, too. I came in here, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
pristine.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below your favorite moments, your opinions on everything we talked about. And make sure you click on that link, please, and thank you. I appreciate it.
Click
Yes,
it, click
sir.
it.
Yeah. Clickety, click, click, click.
Cool.
Yep,
Until
yep.
next time. Peace.
Later.